There we go.
Family.
Girl, you're
You
locked.
got
Family.
backup account.
Matter of fact, you all right.
Yeah. I had to go through the back door.
So yeah.
Where we at?
Who want to go first?
Let me go. Can I go first, Briz? I know you got something to say.
All right, bet.
Okay.
Hey, hold on. Hey,
all right.
And don't use nothing. Don't
What's
use
up?
nothing that made me right.
That made you right? No, I'm not.
Knowledge.
Right. Now I wanna start with how the fight ended, right? Something that a lot of people don't know is us as coaches and trainers, we never get to tell our part of the story, right? Something that I respect Shawn Porter dad for, right? He told a part of the story that everybody, even myself at the moment, ignored, right? He said in camp, Shawn Porter won't do what they're supposed to have done, right? So he knew that at the point when Crawford had put him on the canvas twice, he knew that it was just gonna get worse for him, right? Shawn Porter know whatever it is his dad was saying. So at first, when he stopped it, I was like, man, that's crazy. Why he stopped it? But then I kept thinking about it, right? A lot of times, coaches, we don't get to tell that, yeah, we did an eight-week camp, and this dude did stuff that he shouldn't have been doing.
Come on.
We don't get to tell the story of how the fighter is really acting outside of the gym, doing his personal life, the drama, the nonsense. You know, fighters get on social media and perpetrate like crazy. And this is something that I'm sure most coaches understand where I'm coming from when I say this. So I just mainly wanted to put that, and I could really go more into it, but I know we got a time limit. I feel like his dad did what he felt he had to have done, and I hope he stand on it. And you know, don't care what anybody got to say. Yeah, in my opinion, Shawn Porter was doing good, but what especially fans, analysts, commentators, what everybody fail to realize is what a fighter does outside the gym carry more weight than what he do inside the gym, because the odds is great. The coach is possibly with him, I'm gonna say 3 hours of a day, right? That leaves 21 hours that the fighter is on his own, right? And during that time, you got fighters that drink. You got fighters that don't understand that you have to give your body rest while you especially while you're in camp. You know what I'm saying? Fighters want to stay up on the phone all night with their girl. I done heard multiple coaches say this part right here. Now they gotta tell the fighter, get off the phone. It's like, dude, we in camp. We training. What are you doing? You know? So again, I feel like the dad did what he had to have done. Also, Terence Crawford might be one of the best finishers in the game right now. It was not going to get any better for Shawn Porter. When Terence Crawford put him down that first time, he smelled blood. When he put him down the second time, the blood got thicker. It was just going to get worse for him. So what I say is, what I just wanted to really say is, you know, I support what the dad did. I support what he did.
Hey,
I support
Jimmy, you want to go next or you want me to go next?
Yeah, I'll go next, man. I got my,
you go next,
You got me all hyped up now.
Tell everything, how you felt about the fight, the style, everything.
All right, so the fight kind of went how I thought it was going to go. but that, like
because you too
hit
loud.
spots.
Every time I be on here,
He wouldn't go toe to toe with Porter constantly, and I mean we saw that with the punch output for both fighters. I mean Porter, I mean he didn't look great, but like he was in the fight, you know. I went back and I rewatched it, and then I scored it a little differently, but not too much differently. I still had him up, but I had it 5-4 him up going into that round, and he had a lot of good aggression. He had moments. He had a moment where I thought he wobbled fucking Crawford early, like it was for like a split second, and then Crawford caught himself. It's the one where he hit him like flush, and he backed up for a second, and he just wobbled his legs buckled a little bit. But whatever, that ain't the point. But Porter ain't really supposed to do that to people. Not that early in a fight. No, Porter doesn't have power like that though. Porter has volume. Porter breaks you down with volume. You know, he doesn't really do that. But maybe that version of Crawford, I saw that because he's been inactive for a year. So maybe I have to give him that because, you know, Porter's also been heavily inactive the last like 3 years. Since he lost to Spence, he only fought once. So I mean, I don't know. I don't know if that plays a part or not. And then going in, knowing it's his last fight. Did he blow his load when he fought Spence? Like I don't know, because like I didn't expect him to retire, but now I guess he has nothing else left to fight for. But going in as his father, knowing it's his last fight, you throw in the fucking towel there, and then you blame it on him not being prepared. He didn't make the right preparations in camp. It sounds like he's punishing his child who's 12 years old. What the fuck is that, bro? And Spence said it best. I wouldn't pay my father. I'd be holding that cut. You didn't do your fucking job. Like, bro, that's like in the Fury Wilder fight. That's like Fury's trainer stopping the fight after Fury got knocked down twice. And fucking Porter got up quicker than Fury did. And Porter was alert. He had his legs. Let the man is a warrior. Let him fight and let him leave it all out there. He's retiring early. He said he had fights left in him. He's retiring early. Let him know that he did everything he could to win that fight. You do not take that away from him. That was a disgrace. And then he admitted why he did it. His ego is why he did it. He has a big fucking ego. We all know that. It's no secret that Kenny Porter has a big ego. We knew that going into the fight. It's just never really been a problem for Shawn. But now, last night, and Briz said it before, that's why you don't have your fucking father in your corner. His emotions got the best of him. His ego got the best of him.
I'm about to say, Briz, they do not talk about it.
Bro, we're bringing up Briz. I'm giving Briz credit, all right? Briz getting credit from Jimmy, all right? Now, it's a rare thing. I'm sure he appreciates it.
That is big, Briz. That's big right there.
Huge.
That's big. That's big. Yeah.
His father threw him under the bus and backed that bus back up over him, man. It was terrible. You don't do that to your son. Oh, man, it was a disgrace. You should never coach again. You just don't do that.
Good, Seb. You want to go?
Yeah. So, the fight, I had a Crawford, 5-4 going into the 10th. I could see Porter 5-4 going into the 10th. Either way, it was a good fight. Fight went exactly how I expected. As far as the stoppage, at first last night, I was pissed at the stoppage. I did not like that at all because we seen Porter more hurt, fight through it, come back, maybe not win the fight, but win some rounds. But then when I watched it again, then him saying he retired, his father didn't know it, so I don't know if that really plays a part. I still don't agree with the stoppage, but I'm not as upset with it. He walked into a big uppercut. I looked at the shot they dropped in the first time. So Crawford, he went for an uppercut because Porter did a little foot feint. Crawford went for the uppercut, but he pulled it back. Porter walked right into it. He did the same step again. Porter let it go. Crawford let it go. Porter got dropped and got down, got caught with a big hook. So the knockout was coming. You know how good of a finisher Bud is. I'm not mad at the stoppage. I'm mad at how Kenny responded in the post-interview. That pissed me off. He looked like, first of all, the stoppage, it looked like it was out of pride. Because it looked like he didn't fully throw the towel. He stood up and it looked like he wasn't so sure about it, but all the attention was on him, so he was just like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna throw it anyway."
Now, now once you get up on that apron,
yeah, I know that.
You don't gotta throw a towel. Once you climb on them steps, actually, once you start climbing on that step, it's over.
I know that, but the thing is, especially you as a coach, I know you really know this. If you're gonna throw the towel, you 100% know it's time to throw in that towel. When he stepped up there, and maybe I'm reading too much into it, he just didn't look like he fully wanted to do it. He looked like he was thinking about it, but then all the attention was on him, so he couldn't backtrack. He had to do it. And I can't argue the stoppage that much, because Shawn Porter didn't even argue it. But when they asked him about it, when they asked him about the stoppage, and he started off, he said, honestly, I said, he about to say some bullshit. He said he didn't prepare. That made me mad for so many reasons. I'm like, you threw your fighter under the bus. You threw your son under the bus. Whether it's true or not, you don't see it right then and there after he receives his first stoppage ever. And then I'm like, you're his trainer, you're his father. Coach, your son, Box, you was training him and you was his father. Right. Your son, if he's coming for possibly the biggest fight of his life, if you feel like he's not prepared, you tell me this. So I know you're going to tell your son this. If he's not prepared, you're not even going to let him fight. You just told me that last week. You said if we're not ready in the gym, you're not even letting us fight. If he's not prepared, why let him fight your son? And he's fighting one of the best, not one of the best finisher in boxing right now. Why let him fight if he's not prepared? You put all the blame that you were supposed to take, you put it on him, and then kept going with it. Now, like I said, I love my dad to death. But if that was my dad, he would have heard words that he never heard from me before. That made me so mad.
But can I ask y'all a question? How often do and what y'all need to do if y'all have ask some coaches
at least.
Hold on. Ask some coaches about how often do fighters not do what they're supposed to do, and the coach or the trainer get to actually say what happened? Because you know what normally happen? Deontay Wilder ain't say, yo, I don't fucking run. I don't run. But Deontay Wilder didn't say, hey, hold on, because you talked and it was irrelevant. Deontay Wilder didn't say everything that he do wrong. No fighter ever say what they do wrong. Fighters ain't telling you like, yeah, nigga, for real, I still go to the club on weekends doing training camp. Fighters not telling you that, hey, no, I'm not resting. No, I don't. Hold on. I don't rest my body. Fighters not doing all that, right? And it's rare that a trainer get to actually say what happened. And I could be passionate about this because there's some good trainers out here that get thrown under the bus by sorry fighters. These dudes be sorry. These dudes is microwave. They get put on TV one time, and people like you, Jimmy, think they great, and they not. They not. When you behind the scenes, I could talk. Cause when you behind the scenes, when you get to see this stuff, and when you get to see this stuff firsthand, come on, man. No, because you really are just a commentator or a person that say their opinion. You've never been in the ring. You're not a real fighter. That's bottom line. That's bottom line. You're just saying your opinion, buddy. And your opinion way smarter than me. That's why I always tell you, Jimmy, you're emotional.
You get in your feelings. Oh, I'm a coach.
You're emotional.
You have the ego he has. You have the ego he has. You have the
ego he has. Ain't nobody listening to you, Jimmy. Go ahead, Briz. Go ahead, Briz. Don't get in the car. Hey, Jimmy, don't get in the car and start crying. Jimmy, don't get in the car and start crying.
Being disrespectful.
Hey, Briz. Hey, Jimmy, don't get in the car and start crying. And you better not text me behind the scenes.
You're being disrespectful.
And you better not text me behind the scenes.
I tried to be
stupid. And you better not text me behind the scenes.
Be stupid.
Yeah, let's get back to the
Don't text me behind the scenes.
Let's get back. Look,
don't text me behind.
I was respectful. You wanted to start being disrespectful, trying to
No,
sing me out.
Jimmy, let it go. It's my turn, bro.
Hey,
Go for
Briz,
it,
my
Briz.
bad, my bad. I'm about to let you go. Let me just say one more thing. It's real small. Another thing too. I'm not saying he was wrong. He know his son. He know his fighter. But the way Kenny stopped that fight, It doesn't seem like Porter wasn't prepared. Like I said, I could be wrong. It seems more like Porter probably wasn't listening to the proper instructions, and Kenny that frustrated Kenny. That's the way it looked. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. That's just how I saw it. But Briz, you go ahead.
Okay. I remember. Listen, I remember when I made a few statements before, right? And then when you look in the comments, people always. One guy said, "Briz shouldn't be on the show. Know what he's talking about? Blah blah blah." In the barbershop, right? I always say something, right? Because I foresee it coming. Because I've been in these type of situations before, so I foresee it coming. Your dad is never going to let you get hurt. Your dad is your trainer. I said it a million times. With Andy Garcia, Zab Judah, Floyd Mayweather, Jack Mosley, they're fighters' kids. I mean, they're their fathers. So when they're doing good, it's all good. When they punching people heads off, it's all good. When their fighter lose or they throwing it out, it's because they didn't prepare or they wasn't listening to y'all. That's why you shouldn't be your child's trainer. There's no way you should be your child's trainer. And then Shawn Porter, he's a commentator. He's like well spoken. What phone is that?
Yeah, I was saying somebody gotta mute their background.
I don't know.
I ain't want to cut you off, but I hear it too.
It might have been.
What is
It was just like a
bunch of noise.
A noise that. Well, anyway, like, okay, now I'm gonna talk. I disagree with a father being his son's trainer. Number one, I totally disagree with it because at the end of the day, Shawn Porter, he's a well-spoken guy, and I never seen Shawn Porter disrespect a fighter or a commentator or a trainer a day in his life. I never saw it. Yeah, that's enough. So I don't think that he was going to disrespect his father on national TV, although he wanted to. He knew that was a poor stoppage. When he banged his glove on the mat, because he seen his father standing on a fucking apron.
That's true.
He banged on the mat because he knew that he still had his legs and all that under him. And why the fuck is you standing on the mat? He knew the fight was over. Like Coach said, once the trainer stepped on the apron, you done threw in the towel, whether you threw in the towel or not. When he seen his dad stand on the apron, he banged on the floor because his father fucked up the biggest day of his career. And then, Kenny Porter, you arrogant son of a bitch. The shit that you got up there and said was a disgrace to your whole training career.
Thank you.
I did that because he wasn't prepared. Bro, if he wasn't prepared, it's your fault. As a trainer, if he wasn't prepared, you don't have other fighters. That's your cash cow right there. Every trainer has a cash cow. Shawn Porter, Kenny Porter's cash cow. You fucked up, and then because that's your son, you gave a bullshit excuse. That was a bullshit excuse. I would never in my life train my kids. Even if we went to the same gym, I recommend somebody else train them. Because my emotions to get involved.
You got to know how to separate the two.
I'm not going to let my son get hurt. So that to separate the two. Shawn Porter could have continued. Shawn Porter did not want to disrespect his dad. If you seen when Shawn Porter was walking, he was not walking beside his dad. He was walking in front of his dad. And I bet you in Shawn's mind, he was saying, what the fuck did you follow me for? Because Shawn Porter was hurt. Shawn Porter was hurt, bro. And then, like I said, for his father to say that bullshit, he's a disgrace, man. Kenny Porter's a disgrace to boxing.
Yeah.
And that's what I gotta say.
Yeah.
Because I said it several times. But that's why Floyd got rid of his dad. Because you want the limelight so fucking much. I know that you Floyd Mayweather Senior. But damn, this is my show. Let me have this. He was so.
I do agree with that.
Lawyer to fight him.
And then what made me even more mad, I don't know if y'all seen the press conference after the fight.
What?
I didn't watch the whole thing. I seen a clip where they asked Kenny, they said it was something about throwing the towel. He said, honestly, I was thinking about that before the fight because he wasn't prepared. I'm like, why did you let him fight then?
Like, pull a COVID.
It's an excuse. Listen, it's an excuse when you have a child. Like, listen, I don't know how many of y'all got kids, right? But if your child say, if your child say, Dad, why you do that? And you don't have an answer, the first thing you say is because I wanted to. Don't question me. That's the type of respect.
Yeah,
that's the type of respect Shawn Porter has for his dad. So his dad gave that bullshit ass excuse, but he got respect for him. That was some bullshit.
I don't know how you can defend it. You just can't defend what he did last night. There's a lot of times when you should throw in the towel, like when Wilder was getting his ass beat in 2 fights. Like, you could have thrown the towel in after round 7 in that last fight. And it he was walking around like a zombie. No, I know. I'm talking about
earlier.
If a guy's legs aren't gone, if he's alert, and if everything is like,
hey, Jimmy,
let the guy's a known warrior. Let him fight. Let him try to battle through it and finish the fight. If he wins,
Jimmy,
he wins. If he loses, he loses.
Let me ask you a question, Jimmy. What's the name of the 2 fights? The boy, what's the boy name? Denam, that fought before.
Hassan and Don.
What the fuck? His trainer ain't throwing a towel. He was getting caught with everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yo,
he was getting caught with everything.
Especially it being his last fight, I think his father knew. You have to let him finish that fight.
That wasn't his last fight until he lost.
I don't think he knew that. I hope he did.
If he would have won the belt, he wouldn't have. This wouldn't be his last fight.
Porter said
he still got 3 more fights in it.
He said win, lose, or draw, but I feel like
but his dad didn't know that. Porter knew, but his dad didn't.
His dad knew. His dad didn't know. I think his dad knew.
He might have known because he know his son, but he didn't. Tell him.
He knew his son.
Yeah.
Up until the end of that fight. You don't know your son no more. If you got 2 or 3 more fights in you, guess who won't be your fucking trainer? Your ass, Benny. You won't be fucking training for 2 or 3 more fights after the shit you did.
Something you said too, Briz, that I agree with. I didn't notice until I watched the ending of it. Porter knew that stoppage would come because after the first knockdown, if you look, after the first knockdown, he got up. I can't read his lips. He looked at his dad and he was talking. I guess he was saying, I'm okay, I'm good. And then the second knockdown, I think he was banging on the ground like, he about to stop this shit. I do believe he saw that shit. Because his reaction wasn't the reaction of, I know he didn't want the fight to be stopped, but I think he expected it. That's why he didn't get.
I thought he was just mad that he let himself get caught with the same shit pretty much again.
I thought he was mad. I thought he was mad because he got knocked down.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought he was just mad that he got knocked down. He knew that.
Every knockdown is the same way. Broner caught him with the same hook. Hook uppercut. Broner caught him with the same one.
That's true.
Porter wasn't hurt. He got up.
Yeah. That's my problem. Stopping the fight. If your fighter is not hurt, he has his legs, he's alert, he knows what's going on, you should never stop the fight.
His pop was
hurt.
being,
If your fighter's legs in jello, yo, Haney got hurt more by Linares than fucking Porter did last night.
And this fight meant more than that Haney fight too.
Yeah, bro.
His pop was on some flat out bullshit.
Hey, I got DJ sending me an invite too.
Go ahead.
After I get DJ comment, I'm gonna ask y'all another question, but I'm gonna see what he gotta say too. I want to TY, because I know he's gonna talk some shit.
Let him.
DJ.
Well, I'm going to give you guys the behind-the-scenes talk.
Let us know.
This is Camp, and I'm Kenny Porter. Shawn, what you doing? You keep doing that, I'm going to stop the fight, man. I'm telling you, going to get in there, you're going to get your ass handed to you. Now, you keep playing with me, I'm going to get up on that rope, on that end of that ring, and I'm going to stop that damn fight. That's basically how I feel the fight went. I feel that I think that Kenny Porter already knew and told Shawn, look, I'm going to stop
what the fuck that was.
Like, or whatever disagreement they had, either it was an ego thing where he said, I'm going to show you that you ain't ready. And if you get knocked down, yada, yada, X amount of times, I'm going to stop the fight because you ain't really ready for the fight. We're going to go in here and we're going to get this payday, but you ain't ready for the fight.
Yeah. That's too much power for a trainer to have.
I'm just telling you, Briz, listen, I've been there. I've been there when I seen trainers say that to their fighters. You get what I'm saying? I've been on that side where you might not be doing what you got to do, and the trainer say, I'm telling you, you ain't looking the way you need to look. And if you keep, I'm telling you, I'm going to stop the fight. That's what I feel that happened. One of the things that happened.
I agree with what Top Man Lee just said. He said, Porter said, me and my dad ain't talk about none of that.
That's why I truly believe. That's why I truly believe.
At the post-fight interview, when they were questioning him about his dad stopping the fight, if he wasn't or whatever, he said, man, me and my dad ain't talk about none of that.
Well, if that's the case, then this means that it was the ego, and it was I'm gonna show you what it is. If you ain't trained, I'm gonna show you what it is.
What shit is that?
Porter threw him under the bus by saying,
well, because here's the other thing that I don't agree with. If I got a disagreement with you, I'm not gonna say like, okay, Briz, you my fighter, right? I'm not going to say Briz ain't do what he had to do. I told him I'm not going to do that as a trainer. I'm never going to we going to talk about this. You know you ain't do what you had to do, but I'm not going to say that to the people. I'm not going to say that to the crowd.
Unless you are
I'm not going to say that to the crowd.
Unless you are arrogant ass father.
Man, let me tell you something. I think there was I don't think the conversation went the way Shawn Porter is saying it, but I know that a conversation was had, like, in camp, like, all right, you keep playing.
It was.
You keep playing.
You say shit like that. You treat him like a child.
No, listen to what I'm saying, Briz. I'm not playing. I'm not doing what I gotta do in camp. You tell me I'm not doing what I gotta do in camp, and then you give me, like every coach does, all right, you know that I'm talking about. And you don't know what that I mean, but you know it ain't really a good I think something like that happened.
Bro,
you can't tell me something like that didn't happen.
Tell me I got COVID and postpone the fight.
Yes.
Don't have me in the biggest fight of my life and you get up there talking that dumb shit.
Nah, you don't do that. And I believe if Porter said he had 2 or 3 fights left, I feel like this the way that me as a fighter, man, this guy been my trainer all my life. I ain't going to jump ship and fight my last 3 fights and possibly get another trainer and they ain't going to do what I need them to do. I'm gonna just go ahead and retire, man. I'm good, man. I fought everybody. Like, ain't no what they gonna say about me. I just fought Crawford. I gave the best I could. I didn't do all that great that everybody did, but I went in there and I fought my heart out. I'm just gonna retire.
First of all, to be honest with y'all, and I'm just being honest, it was a terrible fight from the beginning. Neither one of them looked like they had a skill.
Yeah, I was gonna ask DJ, what did you think of the fight? Just before the
I really did think Crawford timing was off, and I think that the man to beat in the 140, the 147, that range is Jerron Ennis. Ain't nobody beating that boy.
Yeah.
Crawford get in there with Jerron Ennis, he going to get destroyed. He going to get dismantled.
I think
Jerron Ennis and B-Bud.
And I reiterate that Ennis knocks out Terence Crawford right now, and that he makes Spence struggle.
I agree with Jimmy.
I agree with Jimmy. I think that Spence.
I think
Spence doesn't win. I think Spence loses. I think it'll be, like you said, it'll be a seesaw battle. I think it'll be a seesaw battle, but I think Crawford takes it, but nobody's beating Jerron Ennis. After that performance,
I think
nobody's beating Jerron Ennis.
I think he shows us what that chin's really made of.
Hey, Jimmy, I'm going to tell you what I do take back, right? What I said that if Terence Crawford, no, the reason why I'm taking it back is because it was some bullshit stoppage. But remember I said that if Bud knock out Shawn Porter, I'm putting him number one pound for pound. I'm not putting him number one pound for pound because that bullshit stoppage, it granted a TKO. That was some bullshit. And the fight was sloppy. And for Shawn and for Terence Crawford to say, "Oh, I figured him out from round one," you's a fucking lie.
You ain't figure him out no round. You was almost looking like Keith Thurman in there for a second.
Yo, I got more confidence in Spence beating Crawford now than I did before the fight.
No, I really still don't believe that Spence beat Crawford.
I thought he beat him. I thought he decisioned him before it. Spence,
I was gonna ask y'all that question next. I was like, assuming Spence is 100% the same, how do y'all see Crawford versus Spence right now?
Spence beats the shit out of that version of Crawford.
I see Spence knocking Crawford out in the 10th round.
Yes.
About you, DJ?
My prediction is me.
Nah, I don't really see it like that. I don't think Spence is ever going to recover from what happened.
No,
I'm sorry to tell you, I just don't feel that.
He said if he do recover.
Nah, he's not going to recover. So I feel that Terence Crawford still edged him. I still think Terence Crawford edges him.
I actually do like that answer, DJ. She said you don't think he's going to recover because that does play a factor, though.
No, he's never going to. I don't listen. It's one of them situations that, listen, man. It's like, huh?
What are you seeing in Crawford that's making you say this?
That's what I'm saying.
I'm still going on the fact that not about the stoppage. I'm talking about, okay, they both are inactive. They both, whatever it is. I just feel like Terence Crawford will edge him more because Terence Crawford will touch him more. I think Terence Crawford got more of the heavier hands than. He has
terrible defense.
But he has heavier hands than. To me, he has more power.
But he has no chin.
This is what I think. I don't think Crawford defense is terrible. I just don't think it's what everybody think it is. But
it's a lot.
I always been on the fence. I still am on the fence about it. At times I say Crawford. At times I say Spence. But even with the win, last night was the one time I seen Crawford, even with the win, where I was like, if that was Spence in there, the Spence that we know, the flaws that I did see in Crawford, I was like, Spence would have capitalized a lot off of those.
The Spence before, I would even take Errol Spence after Shawn Porter fight. I possibly would say, okay, he edges him. But we talking about after the crash, the detached retina, you get easily touched sparring, you get a detached retina, stuff like that. I'm sorry to say, but I think only because of that.
He took a Danny Garcia punch. What are you talking about? Danny Garcia could rock
Danny Garcia can't crack a fucking egg in that department, man. In that division. Come on, bro.
Oh,
Danny
shit.
Garcia got a fucking shotgun. What are you talking about?
I mean, he does, but I mean, it was what it
What
was, man. I mean,
bro,
listen.
you're biased right now. You're biased.
All right, so I'm being biased right now. Wait, hold on.
You're basing it because you're
Danny Garcia, my bad. I thought we was talking about the other Garcia. I'm sorry. I thought we was talking about the other Garcia. I'm sorry.
Danny Garcia.
Okay, Danny Garcia, he did take a flush shot, but it wasn't like on the eye. I'm talking about like you getting hit in the eye. We talking about detached retina. We talking about certain things that was already seen in
you were talking about the car accident. Pick one.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. The car accident. We talking about the eye.
He thought his chin was gone, and he took a flush shot from Danny Garcia.
I didn't say it.
Didn't take no.
Jimmy, listen. What I'm saying to you is this: if he gets hit in the eye, meaning like Sugar Ray had a hell of a chin.
Detached. There was a torn retina, right? It wasn't fully detached.
Right. All right. I can't elaborate. I can't elaborate because the thing is,
it could have been a much worse injury, but it wasn't fully.
What
detached.
I'm saying is anything with. I'm talking about just the eye situation. We talking about just the eye situation. If Terence Crawford touches Al Spence on the eye, the fight's gonna be over.
Why?
That's what I'm telling you.
Why? If that was the case, then he would
listen.
Again.
Somebody said that his eye won't get touched. Bud won't touch him. Okay, he got touched in sparring, and he had a detached retina in sparring. So what do you think Terence Crawford won't touch him?
It was torn. Go read what it was. It wasn't a detached retina. A detached retina is a career ender. And
all right, so overall,
if he didn't we get right there, he could have ended his career.
All right, so we can end the conversation about what I feel, and I'm not being biased. I really feel that Terence Crawford still edges, but
don't use that as an excuse.
All right, I won't use that as an excuse. We just gonna say flat out, I feel that Bud would edge the fight and he would take the fight. That's how I feel.
But you said now, because of these injuries. I want to know why. Because without the injuries.
No.
Why would you edge them?
Hold up, Jimmy. Top man Lee. No, I don't think that Terence Crawford is a bum. I'm saying that his performance last night, he doesn't. If we taking his performance last night, he don't beat Javon Ennis. He don't beat Earl Smith.
He definitely ain't beating Javon Ennis. Nobody's beating Javon Ennis though. Nobody's beating that guy.
That's only
this is a creative character on a video game.
Crawford and Spence fans gotta stop doing that. And I ain't talking about y'all. I'm seeing a lot of these comments. Just because a Crawford fan says that he'll beat Spence because this, that, the third, or a Spence fan say he'll beat Crawford because this, that, the third, don't mean he's down talking the other one. They saying that one will lose for another great fight.
No, I think Errol Spence is a superb fighter. I think he has all the tools. We talking about the two that they saying are the two best in the division that have not fought, that the fans are getting robbed of. When they get together, I feel that Terence Crawford is going to win the fight. This is how I feel.
All I'm saying is, according to his performance last night,
okay,
he don't beat Spence or he don't beat Javon Ennis.
Let me ask you this.
I'm only using the performance from last night.
Okay. So then we can also say, not that I want to bring in this person, that Shakur didn't look good against what Jimmy calls the taxi cab driver. But then in the next fight, when he fought Herring, he rose to the occasion. Listen, two things I will say. Briz.
There's a reason why he didn't go after the taxi cab driver.
All right, so let me just say this.
Jimmy, I understand what he's saying. He's saying, if you look at the fight before Shakur fought Herring, if you judge him by that fight, I'm picking Herring to beat Shakur.
That's a great point.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
Only according to the cab driver, you said Shakur fought.
Right.
But I'm not saying that Herring can beat him. I'm saying Herring can beat him if you using that performance as to be the judge.
Exactly. Right.
And another thing too, my bad, DJ, but I don't want to I don't want to judge my Crawford and Spence prediction based on, even though it's his last fight, this fight, because you can say he didn't look sharp, but if we're being honest, no one looked sharp against Porter. Everybody, Thurman didn't, even though he beat him. Spence didn't. Who looked sharpest against Porter is probably Brook.
Clearly beat him.
Yeah, he did clearly beat him, but he didn't look sharp doing it.
Right.
But that was his choice. He said that he wanted to beat Porter at his own game. He wanted to show that he could go toe-to-toe with him and fucking beat him at his own game. And he did.
And he did.
And he beat Mikey at his own game.
Yeah,
well, he didn't look good. He didn't look good doing. He didn't look good doing beating Shawn Porter at his own game. He didn't look good doing it. But let me just say this, and y'all all
eyes rolled back in the back of his head.
Let me say this in response to the Spence and Crawford fight. Both of these fighters will come in at their A game. No one will be off their A game, and we're going to get a good fight. This is what I'm saying. We're going to get a good fight. So we cannot judge fighters' performances on their last performance. But I get what Briz is saying. If you want to compare it, yeah. But here's the thing, right? Let's do this. Detached retina, Errol Spence, that's his Achilles.
Get a torn retina. Let's get it right. Get the
all right.
right.
Torn retina.
It's different.
Okay, torn retina. That's his Achilles heel.
ACL versus a torn ACL. It's two fucking different things.
So that's Errol Spence's crutch. Terence Crawford's last performance against Porter is his crutch. Now we put the fight together. Now we got to build up still.
Who Spence is fighting as a tune-up?
Hold up.
I don't think Spence fights that as a tune-up. I don't want to fight anybody.
Let me ask you a
fight you guys.
All right, listen. I want to ask y'all a question, right? No, I ain't asking the question. I'm making a statement. DJ,
we got 15 minutes.
DJ, listen to this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, if Errol Spence's torn retina is his Achilles heel, and Crawford's Achilles heel is his last performance, I'm going with Spence. Because with the torn retina, he beat the shit out of Danny Garcia.
No, he didn't have the torn retina with Danny Garcia.
He had that car accident.
He didn't have the torn retina. That was
but they don't know. They don't know if it was an injury that came from that car accident or not.
Okay. Right. And I agree. I feel that. I like your I like that analogy because we don't know. And we talked about this, Jimmy, off the air. We talked about we don't know what the real deal, what happened, what that accident really did. Nobody really knows what that accident did to Errol Spence, but Errol Spence.
Let me say something to y'all, right? This is why when Cotto fought Margarito the first time, I never say, well, Margarito had plaster in his gloves, because that's not something y'all complained about until Nassim Richardson courted at the Mosley fight.
Right.
Was like, oh, that's the same thing that happened to me. You didn't complain about a different feeling and the way you was getting punched and all that. You feel me? So don't complain.
But some guys just think they're getting hit hard and they don't want to complain. I mean, when have you ever?
No. Hold up. Let me say this, and you could kind of attest to this, Briz.
I know what you guys say, DJ. The
Darnell Boone said when he fought Adonis Stevenson the second time, his punches felt different. He said it felt like he had bricks in his gloves. You know when you get hit with some shit.
But
we're talking to a fighter's personality. When has Cotto ever complained after losing a fight? Ever?
No,
you wouldn't complain, but you wouldn't complain.
Complain and make excuses. And he don't speak really. You speak English, so.
No, what I'm saying is, if you're going to complain, right? If you're going to complain, don't wait till I say something about it, and then you turn around and say, yeah, that's the same thing that happened to me. Women do that shit all the time. Bill Cosby supposed to have raped these bitches 20 years ago. Nobody said nothing.
Yeah, so he didn't do shit.
Soon as the lady come out,
Because he wanted to buy some for the
Nah,
NBA or CBS.
I can't. Yo, I can't.
Wow.
Oh man.
And then,
Did you guys notice that Rolly Romero was just living life like as nothing ever happened?
No, it's not that. It's like, you know, Briz, you said it best. Like, okay, Rolly was going to get a payday, whatever it was. I guess he realized, like, nope, they did their homework. They trying to smear my name. It is what it is. I don't care.
Too confident, and they were like, fuck
right.
it.
That's basically what it was, and they got him up out of there.
Hey,
no, but
that's
you
what I do, man.
You do think that
I
it's
bring
bullshit,
funny
right?
shit to the podcast, but I be speaking the truth.
Yeah.
These bitches come out. Soon as one bitch say he raped me, 20 other bitches say, yeah, me too. Why y'all ain't say it first?
I hate that shit.
Kodo.
But never said
if
nothing.
If Margarito has some shit in his gloves, why you wait till not seeing Richardson catch it, and then you turn around and say, yeah, that shit happened to me too.
But how did he know to look for it? Like, he was looking for it. He said he knew.
Well, it's not. No. What was said before the fight, and I seen notice something was different about the about the hand wraps. And he said, "Wait a minute, let me see, because the glove, the thing that he had is when it gets wet, it swells." And I guess Margarito was already sweating from warming up or whatever, and that whatever that was, it started to swell up. And I see some, wait a minute.
But what I'm saying is, if you're going to complain, don't wait till somebody else complain.
No, he just didn't know. I don't think he knew. I just thought he got hit. Right. Margarito was known as a killer.
Okay.
I thought he just, you know.
I want to ask y'all.
Face with fucking bricks. You don't know.
I want to ask y'all a question. I'm curious what y'all know. After stopping Shawn Porter, what do y'all think Terence Crawford places on the pound-for-pound list?
5.
Number 3.
Okay. What do you say, Jimmy?
5.
What do you say, DJ?
7, so I bring him up.
I mean, it was a premature stoppage, and you know, I don't know, man. I'm kind of a little disappointed for Shawn Porter, though, honestly, because of what happened. So I can't really give you an honest answer about that, because I really don't know.
Hey,
I can't really say because we didn't, you know, I can't really say. I mean, you know, I do like Jimmy's. I mean, I'll put him at number 3.
Hey, shout out to my boy.
You put him ahead of Josh Taylor. You put him ahead of Josh Taylor. A stronger 140-pound division.
You said Box Boy Troy going to the Olympics?
He went to the Olympics. He went already.
Listen,
no, I'm saying though, but
shout out to you, Box Boy Troy. But at the end of the day, Bud is not number 1 over no fucking Canelo Alvarez.
I think
close.
No,
you guys are so generous putting him top 3.
Yeah, I was being generous. I was being generous.
I can name at least 5 fighters that you could arguably put ahead of him.
Who that?
In a way, Lopez, Taylor.
We got about 7 minutes left, guys. Like, so I wanted to ask. I know we talked about now. I wanted to talk about how Terence Crawford, at the end of the broadcast of, you know, when they was asking him, and he said, "Yo, he couldn't get me the Errol Spence fight." Where you think Terence Crawford goes? You think he goes to the zone? Where does he go?
Hey, hold up. Hey, listen. Let me say one thing real quick. Box Boy Troy, a lot of boxers that box, y'all do good. But when it come to y'all boxing knowledge, leave that to us, man, because you want to hit. You want to hit, yo.
Yeah, if you ever go to like Mayweather gym and you listen to like their interviews on the channel and shit, sometimes.
But hold on,
look at
Jimmy
them
would
like,
actually agree with his comment. What
you guys talking about, man?
Jimmy would actually agree with his comment, but I don't want to get too into that.
Yeah, well, I mean, listen. Let me say this. I'm gonna say I did see what Troy said. Let me say this. They said Floyd was cherry picking. They said that about Floyd.
He didn't unify a major title till he fought Canelo. He was cherry picking.
Yeah. Hey, Jimmy, remember when I said that too? I said, how come when Floyd cherry picked, everybody like, oh, he's still number one, but then they be like, Canelo cherry picking. What the fuck is that? What Floyd got? What the fuck do Floyd? Why is it different?
Oh,
I mean, they said that about Floyd. And I think
he follows the Mayweather
a lot of times, I think a lot of times when we get to this, well, I mean, at one point,
that's why.
I'm not a Canelo fan, but what I can say is that even though Max Kellerman did make a point about the whole championship and undisputed and all this, he made a point. I know I was listening to it, and I think I inboxed it to the guys about what Kellerman said. But what I will say is this: he did solidify himself now. He's placed himself in the history of elite fighters. So you have to not compare Floyd and Canelo anymore, because Canelo's in his own lane now. He did that against when he.
I've been felt that way.
Not a comparison, DJ. Not a comparison. Niggas not ducking Bud. That's what I'm saying, Troy. Nobody's ducking Bud.
Yeah,
Bud
nobody's ducking him.
On a whole nother network. He's on a whole nother brand.
Oh, I want to get back. I'm glad you said it, because I want to get back to the DJ question.
We can real quick. Troy, the boy is on a whole nother brand. He's on ESPN. Spencer numbers on Showtime. Bob Arum and Al Heyman don't like to do business with each other. You keep saying, people be like, they ducking Bud. Nah, Bud, money ain't right. Al Heyman money wrong. It's too different.
Well, we're going to see what's going to happen now. Oh.
Let me get out. I want to hear this bull box boy, Troy. I don't want to talk to him. He want to get
on. Let him get on. Let Troy get on. Let him get on.
Y'all better not let him get away with that bullshit he talking when I get off.
I'm just letting y'all know it's like 6 minutes left, maybe 5.
Well, let him get on. Hey, you want? I get off and let you go ahead and get on with him, Briz.
Yo.
I'm off.
Let DJ get on. I want to see this shit.
All right.
Oh shit. Troy, yeah.
It's gonna be like double team, bro.
Oh, there you go.
No, Jimmy, let me have this. I don't need no help.
Tell me all y'all. Tell me y'all pound for pound list and put it out there right now. And then we
Top
gonna start
5
right there. Pound for
Top
pound.
5 right now. Top 5 right now. You got Canelo in a way.
Okay,
Josh
all right.
Taylor,
I like Canelo. I'm not mad at
Spence,
Canelo. You go ahead. Now,
Terence
what's after
Crawford.
Canelo?
I just said in a way.
In a way.
Josh Taylor, Spence, Crawford.
In a way.
In a way.
Yeah, in a way.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
In a way. Let's say it. They're finished. Finish.
That's it. You don't need to go to a top 10 if you already named the 2 you talking about.
In a way, though.
Yeah.
Now why Bud can't be number 1?
What do you mean?
Because-
Why can't he be number 1? He beat one guy who's like okay. He beat his Mando. His Mando puts him over an undisputed champ. Are you
So
fucking
Earl
kidding
is
me?
not ducking Bud.
Get the fuck out of here! No one's
No.
ducking him,
Not
bro.
ducking Bud.
He was with Top Rank.
No.
No.
How is he ducking
So
anyway?
Earl with
He
all
said,
this,
"I will never fight Errol
hold on.
Spence.
So
I
Earl
will
with all
never
this
fight Errol
40,
Spence.
40
Not even
split
for
this,
50-50.
that.
Your
Jimmy,
boy
let
is
me
the
get-
biggest
Jimmy,
duck.
let
If
me go.
anyone's a duck, your boy is
He
a duck.
clearly
Your boy
ducking
is a
Bud.
duck, motherfucker.
He is
No,
clearly
he verbally
ducking Bud.
ducked. No
He is
fighter
clearly
has ever
ducking Bud,
verbally
bro.
ducked.
Yes, he is, bro. He is clearly
Yo.
ducking him. Yes, he
Hey,
is.
Sad.
Now,
I need Jimmy
He
to take,
verbally
I
ducked
need
it. He said,
Jimmy
I
to
will
fight
never
all
fight
my
Errol
he's
Spence.
clearly
I don't want to
ducking
hear about
Bud.
it no more.
Clear.
I
That's
wouldn't even
clear.
fight
That's clear.
50-50.
He's ducking
He
Bud.
doubled down. Bro,
Who doubled
bro,
down?
it's not clear, bro. Bro, get
It's
this shit out
clear.
of your eyes. I don't know what you're talking
It's
about, bro.
clear. I don't know what
Bro,
you're talking about. It is
Crawford
clear.
said he's ducking Spence. He said he don't want to fight him.
He ain't let me have it, y'all.
You know why?
Yo,
You know
go
why
for
he
it,
said he
Briz.
don't want to
Listen.
fight him? Because Spence talking all this percentage
Yeah,
bullshit.
because he's a bitch.
That's right.
He don't want
That's
that
right.
shit.
Hold on,
Bro, that
Jimmy,
shit is
please.
weak.
Jimmy,
That shit is
please.
weak. His shit is suspect as fuck. Even Porter hurt him.
Jimmy,
All right, hey, Jimmy,
All right,
let
go ahead
Briz
and talk, bro. Go ahead and talk.
let Briz go.
let me ask you, box, right?
Of course.
Future
Okay,
world champ.
don't say of course, because anybody box. Listen,
My
here
fault.
go the thing, right?
My fault.
Here go the thing, right?
Fucking
If
time
you
comes with 2 minutes left.
if
He
you
wants to come
selling out a stadium, right? If you selling out a stadium or you got a bigger network, Are you going to let a motherfucker that got a smaller network that ain't bringing nothing to the stadium, are you going to give him the money that he requested?
No, I'm not. I ain't gonna count.
Exactly.
I'm not. I'm
There
not.
you go.
I'm not.
Ain't
I'm not.
no more
But I'm
conversation.
not. But
No
if
more conversation.
they're
no
both
buts.
they're both
You
top
fight for
fighters in the
money.
division. Why it can't be 50-50? Why is it?
Because we
What do
fighting
you
for
mean?
money.
Because
We don't
pay-per-views,
fight for a
man.
belt. We fight
Why
for
Bro,
money.
didn't Triple
he's
G get
clearly
50-50
ducking Bud.
versus
He's
Canelo?
clearly ducking
We
Bud. And
fight
who is
for
this nigga Gra,
livelihood.
bro? Who is Gra? Who is
We
this nigga,
fight for,
bro?
no, listen. We fight for livelihood, bro.
Why didn't Triple G get 50-50? Why did he get 65-35? Why?
Ain't nobody worried about
He had 3
he
fucking
trash.
No,
belts.
you
He
gotta
had
worry
3
about it
belts
if you
and
box.
fucking Canelo had 0. Why
The
was that? Yeah, exactly.
The first question
Money
I
talks, bullshit
ask
walks.
you is, do you box? Because you're going to get money, bro. You're about to fight for money. A tomato can not going to get 50% of your money.
But it's not a fucking tomato can though, bro. What are y'all?
But
Do
he's
y'all
at,
hear
Yeah,
who
but
y'all
he
talking
fights a lot
about?
of
bro,
people.
he's at ESPN. Nobody buys ESPN pay-per-views, bro.
Oh my god, bro. Oh my god. I can't win this argument with y'all. So you feel me?
No,
Yeah,
I'm
you lost before you came on.
Because at the end of the day, Bud is still number 1, bro.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Maybe in
Bud
your
is number
dreams.
1, bro. Bud is number
Hey,
1.
listen, let me tell you something, right?
Bud or Canelo is number 1, bro. I don't want
All
him
right,
to fucking
we saying Canelo.
not even in the top 10, bro. Knocking
Bro,
them
you don't know
bums
shit
out.
about
And y'all
boxing,
giving
bro.
him the
Stick to
fucking
just
So
boxing. Don't
we're
fucking watch
saying,
any other fighters. Just
I'm
focus on
saying
yourself.
Canelo number
You don't like
1. You
Inoue
saying
Sport?
Bud
About
number
boxing.
1.
Jesus, man.
You don't even box. I've been in
Follow
the ring, so
yourself.
don't tell me what I don't know.
Stick
Because
to
you
your
ain't on my
amateurs, bro.
level. So hush.
Bro,
I'm at
maybe
the top
not,
level.
but
So
I know
don't
more
tell me
about
what I
boxing than
know.
you do.
Yeah, don't tell me what I know. I'm
know
at the
more
top
about
level.
boxing than
So
you
you
do.
just hush.
You
You just
don't
a
even know
critic.
who Inoue
You
is,
just a
bro.
critic.
You're a
Hush.
casual.
You just a
You're a
critic.
casual fan.
You just a critic.
You're
You
a
hush.
You're
You
a
hush.
casual fan.
You stupid. You a
Hey,
critic.
sir.
You're a casual fan. You're a casual fan. It's typical.
You're a critic. That's what you are. A
I
dumb
am a critic.
you don't
I
know
am a
nothing
critic,
about
and you're a
boxing.
boxer, so get critiqued.
Clearly.
Hey, look, hold on. T, I want to get in. So I'm gonna do 30. I'm gonna exit and start back on for 30 more minutes.
I'll let him in.
No, I'm gonna start it over for 30 more minutes because it's about to end. I'm gonna let
Hey,
T.Y.
bro, I don't want you to get off because I ain't get the chance to say what I wanted to say to you because my man took over.
Go ahead and say what you gotta say, bro. My fault.
Hold on, let me start it back over.
He gonna start it back over.
Yeah, fuck.
I didn't even know you follow me, bro. It don't matter. I got 30K other followers, so you go ahead and follow me.
That's good.
Idiot.
That's good, bro.
Hold on, y'all start arguing.
New boxing, but
Yeah, let T.Y. get his.
What the fuck?
Listen,
Hey, look, T.Y. was the only person who called it on the money.
He knows something about boxing, and that nigga just looking on the TV screen. Shut your stupid ass up, nigga.
Listen, y'all.
I do.
Let me get my shit
I've
off.
been watching boxing since you were a nut in your father's
You
T.Y.
an idiot, and you ain't been in the ring your whole life. So don't tell me what I know, dumbass. Fuck out of here. I've been in the ring.
I don't need to be in the ring, bro.
You're stupid. You're stupid. Shut up. You ain't done shit.
Rick Sugar was never in the ring.
Let T.Y. Hold on. Let T.Y.
You don't know
go.
more about boxing than you, man.
Shut
You're
up.
acting like fucking. You don't know who Inoue is, bro.
Shut up.
Let T.Y. go.
Bro, I bet you have Tank in your top 10.
No, I don't. Dumb.
Then who do you have in your top 10? I want to hear your top 10.
Hold on. Time out. Look, T.Y. the only person who called it right for the last few months. He said Crawford by stopping the 10. You know, that's probably Crawford #1 fan. So let him go.
No, I just listen, man. See, one thing I know, man. The bullshit started is a bullshit stoppage. All of that shit. You're never gonna get Bud credit for shit. I called this shit.
Yeah, if it was a real stoppage, let him
listen, bro. Can I talk? Can I talk, bro? Can I talk?
You don't let nobody talk, bro. He just think he know everything about boxing.
I definitely don't let you talk, man.
No,
he's a stupid critic. That's all he is, a stupid critic. You don't know shit about boxing.
You don't know shit about boxing, bro. You talking about Inoue ain't even in your top 10, bro.
That's why I'm at my level I am. That's why I'm at the level I'm at. Because I know a lot about boxing. The fuck?
You don't know about this boxing.
You go watch me, you stupid ass. Fuck out of here. You gonna be on the TV screen watching me.
You said it was a bad stoppage.
Shut up.
I'll be streaming your shit for free.
Jimmy said Jimmy says the best.
Yeah, whatever. Dumbass.
Hey, Jimmy, T.Y. asked you something.
So you said it was a bad stoppage, though. So you
mad? I'm living rent-free.
You just retarded.
Yo, we grown ass. Can we fucking talk like men? Like the fuck?
Jimmy, answer T.Y. question.
I asked you a question. I said, damn, if you said it's a bad fucking stoppage.
It wasn't, but everyone thought it was
No, listen. You said it's a bad stoppage, right? Listen, I'm trying to get a grown ass man. I'm not trying to argue. All I'm saying is, you say he said the bad stoppage, right? I'm asking you a question. So you think he make it out that round?
Yes.
Okay, so okay, I got you. Listen, I'm about to listen. I ain't gonna be in this shit long. Like I told you before, Bug gonna whoop his ass. Had he whoop his ass, you won't give him his props because you're a fucking hater. It's all good.
Yeah,
Whatever
exactly.
you
A
do,
whole
you won't give him his
hater.
props.
A hater.
You
I
won't
would
give
have
him
gave him
fucking
his props. If he
Whatever
would
you
have
do,
knocked
you
him
won't
out
give
in
him his
that
props,
round,
bro.
or he would have knocked him out in the next round, I would have gave him his props. But his
Come
father
on, man.
stopped the fight
Yo,
early, and then his
conspiracy
excuse
theory.
was
Listen,
even worse.
know what's crazy, right, Jimmy? Know what's fucked up, Jimmy? Because you talk all this shit about Wilder fans, right? With the mask and shit. Now Kenny gonna get
What are you talking about?
no,
Bro, but
no.
I'm not the
Listen,
only one
dude, you
talking
talk
shit.
all
You
that
didn't
shit
go
about
to
the
Briz.
Wilder fans with
Briz thought it was
excuses.
a bad fucking
No, with
stoppage.
the Wilder fans with
Fucking
excuses.
everyone
You
thought it was a
come with
bad.
the
Sibbie
bullshit.
thought it was a
Yeah,
bad stoppage.
I got you. Yeah,
This,
Kenny
well,
Porter.
this
I
one,
know, but you ain't
Hold
talking
on.
I
about
keep
anyone else
on
though.
shut up.
Listen,
The
You
Kenny
shut up,
Porter,
bro.
right?
Who the fuck
you,
are you? You're on my show,
oh my
motherfucker. Shut
fucking
up.
God. Hey,
Ooh,
Jimmy, take one
you?
of my
Oh,
Jimmy.
your show. Oh, your show. I'm
Take
on
one of my
Our
Sibbie's
shit.
show. I'm
show,
not on
but
your
yeah,
show.
I'm
I'm
original.
hey,
with my
look,
nigga
calm
Sibbie. I
it
don't
Cosby.
even
down,
know
calm it
Sibbie's
you.
the
down.
original.
Look,
I
let's
don't
get
even
back
know
to
who you
boxing.
are.
Let's get back to boxing.
You didn't know who in a way
Dumbass
yesterday.
nigga.
Let
I'm on
Ty
What?
Sibbie's
finish.
show. I ain't know
Hold on,
you. I'm on Sibbie's show.
let Ty finish.
Fuck out of here. Go ahead, Ty.
Get the fuck
No,
out of here.
all I'm saying is,
Sound like you're talking with a dick in your mouth, bro.
he stopped the ball.
Yo, come on, yo. Let Ty finish.
All I'm saying is, man,
Four-eyed nigga, ugly as
listen,
fuck.
Four eyes.
motherfuckers, like
Alright.
Jimmy talking about online. Oh yeah, fucking the Spence fight was better. How was the Spence fight better? He landed 70 fucking punches against Bud. He landed 200 punches against fucking Spence. No, Bud stopped all.
Spence landed 221 punches against him.
Yeah.
Bud landed 98.
Yeah, how many landed against Bud last night?
What?
70 punches.
78?
Yeah. So
Yeah, because Bud was running.
no.
Oh my
Bud,
God,
I
I'm
said he
gone,
was
bro.
gonna
I'm
do that
gone,
shit.
bro. I'm gone.
he was
bro.
I said
running.
he was
He
gonna
was
do
called
that though. I
fighting.
said he was gonna
We
dance. I
both
said
saying
he would
I
not
don't
we
got
both saying
time
have
for
the
this
balls to
shit.
go toe
no.
to toe.
Hey,
We both
Sibbie,
saying him
Sibbie,
brawl with him.
when you
No.
got
Spence
some niggas who really know
said, I'm
boxing,
gonna
bro,
beat
I'ma
him at his own
join,
game.
bro.
So
When
he
you got some
He
niggas
did
who
he's
really
exactly what he
know
supposed
was
to
gonna
so
do.
boxing,
listen,
I'ma
Jimmy.
join,
He was
bro.
Jimmy.
gonna
Until
box
then,
him.
he don't
He
know
was gonna
boxing,
box
bro.
him.
Jimmy,
This nigga's
so you
stupid,
talk
bro.
this,
He
you know
danced.
boxing
He
shit.
is
So you was
stupid,
saying there
bro.
brawl with a
Porter
guy.
walked him down the whole fight.
You saying that you saying there fight with a guy and brawl with him instead of use your skill and beat him the fuck up.
He is
He landed
stupid,
70
bro.
punches. He catching clean punches. His pop stopped the fight. He was getting his ass whooped.
Porter was
Yeah,
fucking landing clean punches on him too. Porter was in that fight.
He got dropped
You
fucking
don't
twice. He
stop
was
the
hurt.
fight when
How
someone's
many
in
times
it.
how many times you dropped Bud last night?
What?
How many times you dropped Bud last night?
He dropped Bud twice. Oh no, he dropped Porter twice.
Yeah, he hurt Porter. He dropped him. He hurt him.
He didn't
Like
hurt
nobody
him
else
though.
did.
No, he didn't hurt him. You're hurt. You know who got hurt? Haney got hurt.
He
Haney
got hurt.
when
How the fuck?
Linares Porter.
All right, listen.
Haney was
Matter
more
of fact,
hurt
listen.
than
Sibbie,
what Porter was last
I'm off
night.
this shit. He on some bullshit. He don't know the fuck he talking
This
about.
look,
Bro,
this
bro,
this
Nah,
what
if
I
your
said.
nah,
legs if your legs are still there and you're
This
alert,
what I
you're not
said.
hurt.
This what I said. Ty. I said I didn't at the first when I first saw the stoppage. I was mad last night, but I watched it over. I don't agree with it, but I don't think it was bad either. Because I was like,
All right,
but the
Neutral.
best,
That's a
but
typical
it's,
the
Sibbie
fight
neutral.
shouldn't have been stopped. I'm gonna give it credit. The fight shouldn't have been stopped.
that's what I
Feel me?
said.
You feel me? But the Porter dad knows his son. If Porter would have got up, Porter would have got put to sleep, bro. You feel me?
The biggest problem wasn't
He
the
would have got knocked
stoppage.
out after that. You feel me?
The
Don't let him
biggest
get
problem.
knocked out. It's his last
All
fight.
Hold on, look.
I'm
The
hold on.
biggest,
If that's my son, so
I'm
that's
asking
your
y'all a
son. You gonna
question.
let your
This
son
some
get
real
knocked
shit.
out?
That's why
Y'all,
father shouldn't be
no, listen, Jimmy. This
You
some
gonna
real
let your
shit. Y'all
son
watch.
get knocked out?
No, listen. Y'all
That's
watch
why
the build.
fathers shouldn't be
Y'all
coaches.
watch the build
They're
to
too
the fight, right?
emotional.
Kenny was talking
His
shit.
excuse.
Listen. Kenny threw his
You
son
gonna
to win
let
the
your son
fucking
get
fight.
knocked out?
Why
You
would-
stupid, bro. Crazy. Crazy.
Hey, listen. If you watch the build to the fight, right? Kenny Porter was fucking confident his son was gonna win the fucking fight. Why the fuck would he stop his son from? Why would he be in cahoots with Bud Crawford to stop the fucking fight to get a TKO record on his son?
Why did he even go into the fight if he didn't think his son was prepared?
No. Listen, answer this question. Why the fuck would he let his son get stopped in a fight? His son never been stopped before a fucking war. Why would his son do that for
What
fucking
are you
Crawford?
talking about?
Come
Hey,
on, man. You don't some bullshit.
Son's a warrior.
look, my biggest problem wasn't the stoppage. It was the way Kenny responded in the post interview.
Oh no,
He
that
just
made
threw
it
Shawn
worse.
under the
It
bus.
added insult to injury.
That was my
Okay,
biggest problem.
what the fuck they gotta do with Bud? They gonna do with Bud?
Oh, I ain't talking
Be
about Bud.
prepared. Listen, Bud
All
with
right,
the
now get
Bud
off this Bud
sacrifice.
fight, bro.
Give a fuck about
You feel
that.
me?
Nobody, listen,
Who is
nobody
your
got no
top 10?
excuses because he ain't work hard.
You really
Nobody
got
give a fuck.
either way in your top 10, bro.
Listen, how was it Bud for because he ain't work hard in camp?
Anyway.
I'm asking y'all a question.
God. Inoue in the
You don't
top
have
10.
Inoue in his bro. You don't have Inoue even in
All
your
that
top
nigga
10,
do is
bro.
hit hard.
That's like the
My top
equivalent.
10 is
Not
off
having
skills,
Inoue in
bro.
your top 10
It's
is like
off
the
skills,
equivalent.
bro.
It's the
Top 10 is
equivalent.
off. My top 10 is
It's
off
the
skills and
equivalent
then
of having
boxing
Tank in
IQ,
your
bro.
top
Not
3.
just knocking motherfuckers out, bro. And that's how I know you don't know nothing about boxing. So bye, bro. I'm off.
What are you talking about? I'm fucking knocking everybody out.
All right. Let me get DJ back home.
What the fuck, man? That dude is retarded.
Hey, let's try to keep it at Crawford Porter too.
What are you talking? He bought pound for pound.
Come on. Yo, listen, man. Listen, we got a whole guest on, Jimmy. A whole guest on, and this is how you act. Like, come on, bro. You can't do that, though.
Can I do that? He's disrespectful.
Come on, bro. Listen. But he was trying to get a point out, and you was over talking him.
And they like that I keep it 100. A lot of people always.
It's not about keeping it 100. It's not that. It's some stuff that gotta just come on, man.
The first boxer on that I ever disrespected. And you know why I disrespected him? Because he disrespected me. Fuck that. I don't know that. He's young.
But
at the end of the day,
look, we're gonna talk about this later in the group chat. Jim, we're gonna talk about this in the group chat. Let's get back to
that's what I'm saying. We could have did that. That's what I'm getting at.
Let's just
that didn't even have to happen.
Crawford,
you know, I mean, but he did ask you a question. I would like Troy to get back on if we could be civilized.
Nah,
can we do that, Jimmy?
No.
Come on, man. This is what I'm talking about, bro.
He lost that shit. Nah, bro, we can't be civilized because he lost that already. He came on the show fucking with his AK fucking fully loaded, and he started taking shots. And he started going for personal shots, like, you don't box, you don't do this, you 4-eyed fuck. Like, bro, what are you, in middle school? Bro, I hope someone knocks his ass out in his fucking, like, first 10 fights.
Yo.
What's up, Briz?
Yo, we got a platform here, man. Like, we got a platform. And the bull was a guest. You know what I'm saying? He boxed. You know what I mean? He's a guest. He was in the Olympics. He's a guest, man. We can't be doing that, man. We can't do that. We can't do that. We can't treat the guests. We can't treat the guests like this. We have a platform, man. We can't do that.
Top ranked prospect.
Yeah, we can't do that.
Well, DJ jumped off?
Yeah. I don't know if he meant to or not, but yeah.
I want Box Boy Troy back on here.
All right, I got you.
You know what I'm saying? That was some bullshit. I feel like motherfuckers let motherfuckers, not saying y'all, but motherfuckers like Kenny Porter and Shawn Porter, that bullshit take me from Bud Knight.
No,
Porter one making out that round.
T.Y. Let him listen, man. There's a lot of times, man. If we did, who that?
This Troy, bro. This Troy.
All right. What's going on, man? Sorry about that, man. I apologize. But listen, what I'm saying, T.Y., now you know we watch plenty of fights together when a dude be getting his ass whipped and it'd be a stoppage, and then you be like, why he stop it? He could have continued. Now that it's Bud, you saying.
No, I'm not saying. I'm saying Shawn could have kept going. I'm not saying that, bro. But motherfuckers saying like, they saying, well, Kenny Porter, it was set up and all this other shit. He was taking clean shots.
It is people saying that.
He wouldn't have made out that round. The next round, he wouldn't have made the next round anyway. So, you know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying.
All right, but listen, T.Y., that's sort of the reason, Troy, and that's what I was saying earlier. That's sort of the reason why I don't like fighters that had their dads as trainers, because there's a different type of discipline. Like you said, he know his son. That's every reason why he shouldn't be your trainer, because your teacher shouldn't be somebody that you know. I mean, somebody that you related to. A lot of times, even in school, if your mom a teacher, a third grade teacher, and you in the third grade, you can't be in her class.
understand.
You right.
Listen, I understand all that, right? But this is how I feel, though. I feel like by Kenny coming out saying that, yo, Shawn wasn't prepared, it's like, well, you taking away from Bud win.
No, that's a lot of fighters lose because they ain't prepared.
But listen, though, we not trying to hear that shit. You should have prepared, then, nigga. You should have went to fight
right.
and did the show.
Right,
you should have went. You should have went to Canelo fight. That's the fuck on you.
ATY. The whole thing is this. Right? The ball is an arrogant ass father, bro. He's an arrogant father. That's why Floyd Mayweather got rid of Floyd Mayweather Sr.
I get all that, Briz. I get all that. But fuck that. It's like on some real shit. Like when Fury beat Wilder, it was Fury fucking night. Bud knocked in the fight. It was Bud fucking night. Nobody want to hear about Kenny, about Shawn not being prepared. Nigga, that's your job as a fighter.
No, I don't agree with that. Because when Canelo beat Triple G, you didn't get him tonight.
He didn't beat Triple G.
He did beat him, regardless of
the first time he beat him, Briz.
Regardless of how you feel.
The first fight he ain't beat him, but the second fight he beat him.
Regardless of how you feel about this.
We talk about stoppage now, Briz. We talk about stoppage, not 7-5 could go either way fight. We talk about a stoppage.
It was plenty of fights, TY, where you be like, why did he stop the fight?
I'm not talking about stop the fight. I'm talking about motherfuckers. The story shouldn't be Kenny fucking Porter.
It is his fault.
It shouldn't be the story.
It is his fault. All right, let me ask you a question.
I got a question.
Hold on.
But motherfuckers talk shit. No, I'm gonna say one thing, Briz. But motherfuckers talk shit when Rosario was beating J-Rock fucking head and said Breadman should stop the fucking fight.
That wasn't the bullshit stoppage, though.
J-Rock took too many shots while Breadman been stopped the fucking. But if he'd hurt you on last night, you're the blame Kenny.
Because J-Rock got knocked out before. He don't recover from knockouts or knockdowns. When you ever see J-Rock recover from a knockdown?
No, I'm just saying when a fighter fucking hurt, the trainers. Here we go, Briz.
Porter wasn't hurt.
He got knocked down twice, Briz.
He wasn't hurt though. He got up. All right, let me ask you a question, right? When Diego Corrales for Jose Luis Castillo, right? Pose his pop would have stopped the fight.
All right. Listen, I got it, man. Listen, I'm done with it. Listen, y'all won. You right. He
well, we won then.
They can do a rematch. No. Y'all not giving my man no props. It's all good.
Every time we have a conversation, right? Every time we have a conversation, it's always a motherfucker like, all right, you won. No, bro, if you can't defend your comment,
I defend the comment. He knocked him down twice. He never been knocked down twice. He know his son better than everybody else.
That's why
the fight.
That's why your son shouldn't be trained by your dad.
All right.
Yeah,
this was I'm gonna say one more thing. This was some real shit. All just aside. Malik Scott should have been stopped that Wilder fight.
Huh?
Malik Scott should have been stopped that fucking fight. Wilder didn't take too much fucking damage in that fight. Let's be real.
No.
He didn't.
Because,
No, he didn't.
You know why?
He didn't.
You know why? Because Wilder has a one-punch knockout that you gotta credit him for. At any given time, Wilder can catch you with a bomb and put you out. So anytime Malik Scott stopped the fight early, anytime he stopped the fight or throw in the towel, it's going to be a premature stoppage. You're going to have to knock Wilder's fucking head off. There's some fighters out there that you got to beat them that way. Because they going to keep on coming and they got to punch his chance. Wilder got to punch his chance. You saying in the first Fury fight, he had to punch his chance?
So you think Porter? So you think at the 10th round when he was teaming Porter had punch his chance? He gonna take the punch.
Porter banged on the floor. Porter banged on the floor with his gloves because he's seen his pop on a fucking ring apron. He's seen his pop on a ring apron, bro. That's why he was banging his glove on the floor. He was mad as shit because his pop did that. And then his pop gonna get out there, and I'm not discrediting Bud. I'm discrediting Kenny Porter. He shouldn't have fucking did that. You let your fighter go out. This is boxing. This ain't wrestling.
Why Shawn contest this shit?
He did contest it.
Well, so I watched the press conference. He ain't put none of that shit. He ain't at the press conference. He sat right next to his spot and agreed with his spot. What you talking about?
Listen, he stood in the middle of the ring and said, "We ain't talking about none of that shit he talking about."
It wasn't. Hey, T.Y., well, I can't speak
Yo.
for everybody. It ain't the stoppage. It's the fact that in the post,
What he
Kenny
said,
said,
I get that. I get all that. I get that. I'm not saying Kenny was right. Kenny was on some sucker shit. I'm not saying Kenny was thorough. I'm just
That's
saying
all I'm
that
saying. He wasn't.
that motherfucker was taking. Listen, that motherfucker was taking shots. He got hit with a few hard
He
shots,
wasn't taking.
and he went. Okay, then why he go down twice then, Briz? If he get hit with that hard,
Because he got
why he go down
caught.
twice then?
How many fighters? All right, so listen. If Bud wasn't your favorite fighter, you wouldn't be saying that shit.
It's not about Bud. It's about he
It
was
is.
getting
It
fucking
is.
hurt. Y'all saying
How
like
many fighters? How
Kenny
many
stopped
fighters?
it was.
How many fighters you saying get knocked down twice?
but
Briz,
I
I'm
got
not saying it was a good stoppage, Briz.
let
But you're like
me ask this.
you act like fucking Porter landed one punch in the 10th round. He was getting pounded.
Let
You
me
got
ask
the
it.
championship fight. We fighting for the
Oh,
WBO.
okay, I got you. So that's saying we living on that. So every time when stoppage, a motherfucker gets ass whooped. I don't want to hear no more mercy stoppage.
Nobody.
Okay,
He wasn't getting his ass whipped.
okay,
And
all
I'm gonna
right.
tell you this. Hold
I
on.
got you, bro.
I'm gonna tell you this.
Okay.
The second knockdown was some bullshit.
Hey, yo, I'm about to get off the job. I gotta get some rest. I gotta train tomorrow,
Okay,
yo.
one more thing though. Why he ain't say, you know what? Since
All
why
right,
he
sure.
retired? Why he ain't say it was a bad stoppage? I want a rematch.
What?
Why Porter say it was a bad stoppage? I want a rematch.
Because he know he ain't getting no rematch. It wasn't no rematch clause in that. He knew he wasn't getting no rematch. We want Earl Spence. It wasn't no rematch.
What's up?
Hey, what's up, bro?
What's going on, man? Some fireworks, huh?
Hey, man, all I'm saying is this, right? All I'm saying is, if the fighter want to continue, let him continue. Sometimes you do have to think for your fighter, but that wasn't a think for your fighter night. That was some arrogant ass father bossing his son around because his son has a lot of respect for him.
Agreed.
That's all it was.
I think it was, like I said, I think it was more frustration. I think he probably told Porter in round 9 or all fight. He probably said, do this, do that. Porter wasn't listening. He probably felt like since Porter didn't do what he told him, that's what caused the knockdown.
And listen, I'm glad you said that. Did y'all watch Blood, Sweat, and Tears?
Yes, you're talking about like the 24/7 kind of thing they had?
Yes, and bro.
Yeah, he was screaming at him during sparring, just like embarrassing him.
No, listen. Remember what Kenny said? He said, remember on the first knockdown, Shawn threw a right hand, left hand. Bud didn't hit him with the uppercut, right?
Yeah.
If you watch Blood, Sweat, and Tears, what did he tell Shawn? When you throw 2 shots, get back in position. He seen he got wrecked, got hit with the uppercut, hurt. He wasn't fucking listening. He seen everything he said. If you watch the documentary, he did it fucking wrong. And he got hit twice hard and went the fuck down.
Yeah.
He was,
you know.
Let me.
I don't know that much about boxing, but I watched King tell that in camp, and the same thing he told him he didn't listen to. Guy knocked the fuck in and hurt. Now, am I lying, Sibbie?
I want to hear.
The same shit he said.
Say that one more time.
The same shit he told him in camp on Blood, Sweat, and Tears. Get back in position and stop reaching with your punch. You'll get hurt. And what happened in the fight?
Well, I think you both have points. I mean, he was being real arrogant. He was being mad. Like in Blood, Sweat, and Tears, he was saying, you know, he was talking down to his son. Cameras rolling. He would stop the sparring session, be like, "What are you doing? You trying? You know, you don't listen. You do what you want to do, not what I want to do." There's a lot of arrogance. It did seem like he was more worried about what people think of his training skills. You know what I mean? That was a big one. The fight was an early stoppage, I think. I don't think it would have made a difference. I think Bud would have ended up finishing it off.
And I'm not saying that it would, and I agree with you. I'm not saying that it wouldn't have made a difference. I'm just saying I give Kenny Porter lost the fight more than Bud won the fight.
Absolutely. But absolutely.
I think I kind of agree. I think I would rather say Kenny Porter lost the fight more than Shawn. I wouldn't say more than Bud, because Bud started adjusting, picking his pace up.
Yes.
Time was getting together.
No, he did, and I'm not discrediting Bud, all I'm saying is, Bud for the good fight, Bud for the trash fight. Both of them was trash to me. For that to be that level, high level of fight, they both. And then even with the comment that Bud said I had him figure out in the first round, he was a goddamn lie because you was jumping around. You was jumping around the ring. When you start doing, Bud started getting on his toes. That ain't even you.
Well, let me ask all you guys something. Who'd you have winning at the time of the stoppage? I had Porter ahead.
I had Crawford 5 rounds to 4.
I had Bud ahead 5-4.
I had Crawford at 5-4, but it was a swing round, so Porter 5-4 also makes sense to me too.
I say 5-4 either way, but I had Bud by a point. You could have gave Porter.
I had Bud 5-4.
So we all agree it was close, which is another reason why the fight probably should have kept going. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, but I think what was worse was what his father said afterwards, which is just like everybody was cringing.
And like I said, I'm just like, Kenny shouldn't be the fucking story of the fight. He made himself the story.
He absolutely did.
He made himself the fucking story, and that's not fair to the fucking fighters.
Like, that's not us making him the story. He made himself the story. We just talking about it.
Yeah. The stoppage was one thing, but I thought when they asked him, I thought he was going to say something like it was the beginning of the end. I think he going to explain it. He just went right into bashing his son. Like everything that he could have took the blame for, he put it right on Shawn.
Yeah, that's. I told you, that's like when your child asks you, Dad, why you do that? You tell your child, because I wanted to, because you don't have a response. Mm-hmm. No, they want to know the answer.
Yeah.
Dad, what's 2 + 2? Figure that shit out.
But
y'all folks don't know the answer.
But here we go, Briz. They come with the time. That's what Shawn allowed. That's what Shawn wants. Shawn is 30. Here we go. Shawn is 34 years old. Shawn's not Devin Haney. Shawn's not Devin Haney. He's not 22 like Devin Haney. He's 34. He has a child. He has a wife.
I don't give a damn how mad I get. I don't curse at my mom.
No, same way, Briz. I'm the same way.
So therefore, it's a parental respect that Shawn has for that man, and you see it.
You do.
You see it.
You do.
Yeah, because once he called it off,
Porter, didn't Shawn Porter's mom die or something?
I never heard about his mom. I never heard about his mom.
Yeah, like, and a father who's that close to his son, the mom normally not around as much.
But on this level too, though, Briz, you got like we always say about Danny and Angel. It's the same fucking thing. Like, they allow that shit to, like, at a certain point, we can't keep giving Danny, Shawn, Boo Boo, all these guys passes because they grown ass men. Like I said, they not Devin Haney, 22.
No, but you can't.
Devin Haney, 22. These niggas 34 years old. That's what they want.
But I'm saying,
that's what they
at
want.
The same time, but at the same time, you don't get out there and be arrogant to your pop like Floyd is. You's a fucking bum. You let Sugar Ray knock you up. You don't do that on national TV.
Oh, here we go.
It never comes.
You ain't gotta do it like that. Why can't you do how Shane did it behind closed door? Dad, I can't fuck with you no more.
He probably would.
You know,
if Porter get up there and do that to his pop, his commentating career is over. Because it's stuff like that.
That's a good point.
It's stuff like that. It's stuff like that. The reason why Porter is on that podium is because his respect level, he's well mannered, he's well spoken, and all that. If he get up there and disrespect his dad like that, he's no longer commentating.
No, I ain't saying disrespect his dad, but he could put his dad in his place.
No,
my dad would have heard it from me. That was me, because man,
my dad wouldn't have did that to me on national TV.
I wouldn't cuss my dad out, especially on the TV or nothing. But it would have been some back and forth though.
All this being, Troy, what up? By the way, we forget what Terence Crawford did. What I saw in him, which I thought was really impressive, is how, like, he's one of the few fighters that when he gets hit and he sees a challenge, he just rises higher. And he really took it to a level that we hadn't seen yet. And those were all the questions that people, had with Terence. And he looked amazing. He did not let, because Porter was a nightmare to fight. Nightmare.
I didn't think that. I wanted Bud to win. See, that's the whole thing. That's what make what I'm saying a little different because I wanted Bud to win. I'm not against. I'm not against Bud winning. I wanted him to win, but I didn't want him to win that way.
Right.
And I'm
But
not.
he was gonna win though. Like I think everybody
said
knows
that way,
he had
Briz.
to fight.
What you wanted? So basically, you wanted to fight him like Keith Thurman and Shawn from sitting there broad with him.
No. I didn't want his pop to be the deciding factor of the decision.
I got you.
That I would say and of course Kenny didn't want that. That would have been probably a classic stoppage from Crawford had it not ended that way. Because when I don't know if y'all seen it, but it's a clip on Twitter when you can hear what they're saying. They was telling Crawford, it was like, you down. He was like, what? How? It was like, you down. He said, all right, bet. Then went out, did what he did. That would have been a classic stoppage had that not.
Because
I think we all agree that the third knockdown probably would have came pretty soon after if it would have continued, right?
But that would have been good. But guess what? Now Kenny got to face. You're a terrible trainer. You stopped the fight early. Were you paid off? Did they pay you off for the Bud fight? You're gonna have all this type of stuff. And it seemed like that's what he wanted. It seemed like as a trainer, he's not getting that much attention.
No.
It really looks bad because every time you try to side with Kenny, it's like they pull it away. Like, because it was like, okay, maybe he talked to Porter about it. It was like they never talked about it. It was okay, maybe he knew about the retirement. He wanted to go home healthy, but he didn't know about the retirement. So it's like, it's nothing to side with him on. He just looked bad.
Look bad.
Yeah. I don't know. Bud, for me, got even more respect how he handled that fight. And we need to see him. That's probably not.
Hey, Uma, God, we talk about stuff like that on Monday. Right now, this recap night.
Say that falls out of the guidelines. Which part?
Say it again.
What did I say? We don't talk about.
Not you.
No, not you.
Comment.
I was reading a comment like we don't. Tonight is the recap of last night.
Oh.
He asking us about Canelo. And this ain't, you know what I mean? We talk about that. We freestyle on Monday.
Yeah. It was a good fight. It was a good fight. He's going to be missed.
Hey, Briz, I asked you this already, but so I'm going to ask them too. What do y'all put Bud on y'all pound for pound list now? I already know what you said, Briz.
I got Canelo number 1. That's a lot of people they say cheated, used or whatever, but I got Canelo 1. Crawford is so even in my opinion, so even.
That you going out sometimes.
Oh, I am.
Yeah.
I said that Spence and Porter, Spence and Bud to me are so even. Like I don't know who to pick. I think I would.
Is that number 2?
For number 2, yeah, because I'd have to put Bud a little ahead of him because I think Bud has more tools.
And the inactivity right now is hurting Spence too, due to even though it's injuries and he can't help it, but it's still hurting him a bit.
But I'll tell you guys, within 1 or 2 years, I think Boots Ennis beats all of them.
I agree.
He's special, that kid.
But I think by the time Boots is really to the point where he's in the mix to fight them, either they're going to be fighting each other or they're going to be up at 54.
And I think Bud know that because they asked Bud what's next for him, and he said if he can't get the Spence fight, he gonna move up to 154. You don't want that. You don't want that in the smoke. Not according to your performance last night.
47 heating up.
But don't forget, guys, Ennis is 5'10", and he's only like 23, so he's probably gonna fill out at 54 or 60.
Yeah, he's a big 47 pounds.
No. What I'm saying is, according to Bud's performance last night, Devon Ennis will knock him out in the 10th round.
One thing about that is experience. You can't discount that, and Ennis doesn't have it yet.
That's why I didn't respond to it because I'm not sure yet.
But
And that's why I said. That's why I said according to the performance of last night.
right.
His Bud didn't look polished or sharp last night neither. Porter made
Who looks polished as Shawn
That's
Porter?
what I was
I
about
was
to
gonna
say.
That's what
say
y'all
that.
told me for 3
That's
months.
what I was about to say.
That's what y'all told me
I
for
was
3
about to say
months.
Porter makes everybody fights look sloppy except for Kell Brook.
Yeah.
Kell Brook was the only one that fought Porter and neutralized his strengths.
And his was the most least, and his was the
Yeah, but
least
what he do though?
entertaining.
He jab,
So it's
jab,
like it's
held.
something
That was
comes with
horrible.
it.
It's not horrible because it's a game plan
Yeah,
on how you beat.
okay. What about Bud game plan last night? You said that was horrible.
No, I said his performance was horrible.
Well, I
Not
mean,
the game plan.
I mean, you said his performance was horrible, but everybody that fought Porter, Porter landed 70 punches last night. Nobody ever did that ever.
Say it again.
Porter landed 77 punches last night.
I had
All right.
him
Who
ahead
have
by
like?
Hold on, let me ask you this: if you already know the Spence not happening next, so who would y'all realistically think or want Crawford to fight next?
Thurman, Virgil,
Thurman.
Virgil, or Ugas. This is my thing, and this was some real shit. This is not because I'm a Bud fan. I say if I was Bud, if I was Thurman, or I was motherfucking Earl Spence. Like everybody talking about fight Boots or them dudes. Like he got to earn the title shot.
No, I didn't say fight Boots. I
Them
said
niggas are
Boots
like here we go. Them niggas like let's be real, and this is coming from Bud fan. Them motherfuckers ain't fight Bud for years, right? So Bud get a big win. Bud got to fight the young buck. Them motherfuckers ain't fight. No, he got to fight the young buck. Them motherfuckers.
No.
Okay.
He deserved. No. See, that's why I said when I say something, right? I like for people to understand what I'm saying. I'm saying that no Bud deserves. He should fight the veterans like the Keith Thurmans, the Ugas. You should fight them guys. No, Boots got to work his way up. I'm not disputing that.
And they wouldn't.
I'm not disputing that.
And look,
Lose.
Boots my guy. I'm a root from against Bud. See, that's from the gate. But
listen,
that motherfucking right hand Delorme hit me with.
Listen,
He can't let Bud hit with that right hand.
I'm gonna tell you this, right? I'm gonna tell you this, and I know this firsthand. They don't fight Boots. They sent a contract to Thurman. Thurman shot it down. They sent a phone call to Crawford. Crawford shot it down.
Who did?
So it ain't like not a contract, the phone call. These boys got phone calls, and they said no, they not ready. No, we don't want that fight
Against Crawford.
against Ennis.
Oh, against
he can't,
really?
Briz, he can't dictate no terms to no motherfucking body. He
That's-
can't get a
I
phone
know.
call. They got like here we go.
No.
Motherfucking Charlo
That's
don't call. Briz. Charlo don't call Canelo. Canelo called Charlo.
Hey,
No,
that's
what
what I
I'm
was saying
saying.
too. Ty,
Yeah,
I don't think you should want Crawford to fight Thurman because if you think he ain't getting no credit for Porter, he damn sure ain't getting credit for Thurman if you fight him next.
Who else is he gonna fight?
Justin.
That's true, but they're gonna say Thurman coming off of 2 years inactivity and a loss. So I'm like, if you
Sometimes inactivity, especially with somebody like Thurman who had like 200-300 amateur fights, sometimes that's a good thing. It lets you stop collecting miles.
That's true, but with Crawford not getting the credit that he always receives especially after a win like this, he needs. To be honest, I'm not saying he's better. I would rather him fight Ortiz next than Thurman, only because of consistency.
There's always Josh Taylor.
That too.
Yeah, I don't think he
too.
ain't gonna do that because he watch the joint like he ain't fucking with Bob no more.
Yeah, he said that shit in front of Bob too.
He ain't fucking with Bob no more.
He said in front of Bob.
What did he say?
He said Bob couldn't secure me the Spence fight, so there's no point in staying there because he can't give me the Spence fight. I'm gonna get it.
But he said Bob couldn't. I didn't get if he was trying to like take a shot at Bob or what he meant.
Yeah, he was like,
no, that's the shot.
That was a shot here. You couldn't get the fight. Yeah. When he said earlier, he was like, I thank y'all for everything. I love y'all. It's been a great experience. It's like when you leave your job. I love y'all. It's been good 13 years.
But I didn't know. Yeah. So, I don't know.
I think it was a shot only because if you remember, Bob was throwing shots at Crawford. He was throwing shots at Crawford earlier this year. Remember, he wasn't even cool with Crawford and Porter at one point. He said that fight wouldn't sell. Crawford doesn't sell tickets
because he didn't want to pay for it.
Yeah, so I guess this is Crawford get back. Like I fought Porter, I beat him. Now I'm leaving y'all.
Yeah, yeah.
I would love that fight though, Crawford and Josh Taylor. That's a great
I
fight.
wouldn't. I wouldn't. Ain't no great fight. You already moved. You already moved up. You'd already moved up the one. You already have 147, and you think you the king at 147. So stay there. Don't go back down for Josh Taylor.
Nah,
Josh
Taylor
can't
has to move up.
Taylor coming up.
Yeah, well,
Taylor can really make
saying, when I say great fight, Briz, I mean of his options. Because Ugas, he can't fight Ugas Ness. Ugas is tied up with that WBA situation.
Yeah, nobody can fight Ugas right now.
He's not fighting Spence Ness. We know that. So if you look at his options, he's not fighting Boots Ness.
I want to know why. I want to know why did Spence walk out though?
I probably didn't want to get like mobbed.
I think that's him because they was gonna keep the cameras on him. They probably would have tried to get him to talk.
Why he get in the ring? But why he try to get in the ring?
He's a reserved. He's a real he doesn't like interviews. He's not like that.
I think he didn't want all that attention. Like I think he already knew they was gonna ask Crawford about Spence. He probably was like, I don't feel like hearing this shit again for the millionth time.
Why you come to the fight? You should watch the fight in your house by yourself.
I agree. I agree.
That's a great question too. Yeah, what is he doing there?
And you was fully dressed, so it ain't like you just happened to let me shoot to the fight real quick. You had on all your jewelry and all that.
Right, Briz? Yeah, he can't say I was in Vegas seeing Divine
right.
And the fact that Crawford stopped Porter and Spence didn't, he knew that was gonna make the questions and comparisons even more annoying. He knew everything was gonna favor Bud, and it was still a top ranked card. So he knew that was gonna favor Bud with all the comments and all the questions they would ask him.
Tell me if I'm remembering wrong, but I felt like Spence looked better throughout the whole fight, even though Bud ended up stopping him. Or am I remembering?
No, you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Right? So Spence.
No, you're right.
But
yeah, I agree to that.
Yeah,
That's why
that fight was cleaner. The back and forth was cleaner. They was hitting each other.
Yeah, like they had this fight. It was headbutts. They both got cut. From headbutts. It just was a sloppy fight to me.
That's what Porter does, though. You know what I mean?
Porter, but listen, because this is why I said, like, Bud said he had him figured out in the first round. If you had him figured out in the first round, why you wait to the third round and go southpaw?
That was ego talk. He did not have.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why I said he ain't. That's why I said it was sloppy.
Yeah,
because you didn't have it figured out.
No, yeah, I agree with that. That was his ego talking. But you know, it was a tough fight for him. But he thrived off that.
But that left hand, he was shooting that left hand the whole fight, and the uppercut the whole fight. He kept missing, and when he finally caught him,
it was eventually going to catch him. But that's what I'm saying. Like, you got to get that same thing. See why? See what I'm talking about? You said he kept throwing that right hand and he kept missing it, right?
He kept missing it.
All right, well then that's why you can't stop a Deontay Wilder fight, even though he getting his ass whipped because he was throwing that fight.
Who kept missing the right hand?
No, I'm talking about Bud
kept missing the right hand.
Bud kept missing the uppercut in the right hand because he was trying to Porter.
Say it again.
I was saying I kind of disagree with you couldn't stop the Wilder fight because you have to remember Wilder was taking a lot of punishment. His power was almost there was nothing in his punches anymore. It's different. Like if he was fresher, you know what I mean? Those punches, even if they landed, there was nothing left. I think you could have stopped that a couple rounds early, even the Wilder fight.
Well, no, my thing on some real shit. I understand sometimes you gotta let the fighter go out in the shield, but sometimes you gotta stop the fucking fight.
Right. And this, I think everybody agrees that this fight, last night, shouldn't have been stopped.
Oh, let's see, what's crazy? Right, it should have been stopped, but he was another. If he got back up, and it might have became into stop the fucking fight.
It might have, right? Or he might have. It's hard to tell, but I mean, it was looking bad for him.
Remember, I could have seen looking like what's his name? Remember, and I'm not talking about the moment. Like I could have seen Bud getting him in the motherfucking corner and pounding him.
Yeah.
And I don't think Kenny wanted to see that.
I think it was so much more people was expecting to see because soon as Porter got up from the second knockdown, he seen it before everybody. It was just a stoppage, and everybody's like, "What's going on?" And then you just see Kenny, and you're like, "The fight over."
And Sibbie,
I was like, "What?"
And it was crazy, right? And this a bread man said too. He was like, maybe Kenny gave Bud the benefit of the doubt because he knew when Bud came to fall back out, he said the trainer, you know what type of guy you deal with, type of corner. He was gonna hurt that. He's gonna hurt Shawn.
I would have liked it better, but I mean, I know Kenny would have said that word for word. I just wish he would have worded it better. Like it was the beginning of the end, something. He just threw Shawn all under the bus.
What up?
What's going on, boss?
How's my man?
How you doing?
But DJ, what I said, Whistle, DJ, not you, bro. But I said when Bud stop him, he gonna get his props. I said it's gonna be a way. They gonna discredit.
I mean, no. I mean, listen. I'm gonna say this first.
But DJ Rocha, did we talk rap? Did we not say that? Then we called weeks ago. He wouldn't get his credit.
I mean, yeah. I mean, that's what they do to all fighters. I mean, they did to Canelo. They did to Floyd. They do it to all great fighters. They gotta find something. It's like, yeah, but so we can't really say that they just discredited Crawford. I mean, the highlight of the fight was the controversy. Unfortunately, truth be told, that's basically what it was. That was the controversy of the whole entire fight. Is that Kenny Porter stops the fight. Maybe that's what Kenny Porter wanted.
Yeah.
Anybody ever thought about that?
Exactly.
You know, I just wanted to know two things. Well, first off, you did ask about Muta. I did tell him how to get on and everything. You know, I'm the one that set up his IG.
Oh.
So I literally set it up for him. So he doesn't really know how to really work the IG and all. So
you guys are,
I don't know.
Jersey, right?
Yeah. He's in North. You're gonna have to call him.
Yeah, I'm gonna call him.
You gotta call him and then set it up, and then he'll come on your show, so on and so forth. But I'm curious to know your thoughts about where does a guy like Terence Crawford go from here? Like, because you've been on the other side. You know, you've been a pro. You've been around pros. Where does a Terence Crawford go from here?
In terms of he fights next, you mean?
Yeah, what's up? What's that?
I think that depends on who he signs with too. If he free agent,
Right.
PBC, it depends where he decides to go.
I think he's going to be cautious because I think honestly he's going to look at the situation like what he had with Bob Arum. I'm pretty sure Bob Arum in that second talk said, "Don't worry, Terence, we'll get you that fight with Errol Spence. I promise you, we're gonna get that fight for you."
A good impression.
I know that's what happened. I can guarantee you that's exactly what happened.
There's really only the only fight that we all see is Spence. That's, you know.
Yeah,
I mean that is true, but now, if I'm Terence Crawford, I'm going behind the scenes to have a conversation. Like, listen, I'm not doing anything. I mean, did you hear what Errol Spence said about Shawn Porter with the fight?
No.
He said I wouldn't even pay my dad if that was me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he said that. He said, man, he came in there with that Marvin Hagler stuff on. Should have let him finish the fight.
Yeah.
And I mean, now that we have Coach Shawn on, I want to go on that. My thing is this, and I'm being real. If I'm a fighter, which I have been a fighter, and I've been there, I let my trainer know right from the door. Don't ever stop the fight. Like, let the referee or let somebody, like, you remember when who was that fighting and Larry Hazard came in the ring and stopped the fight? Was that Arturo Gatti or who was that Larry Hazard came on top of the ring and stopped the fight?
It might have been Gotti. That sounds familiar.
It might have been Gotti. Larry Hazard jumped in the ring. Mm-hmm. You're going to have that situation happen. When I got stopped in one of my fights, Dan Shanahan, who was the Golden Gloves, he was the one that stopped the fight. Mm-hmm. No, coach. I'm going to tell Coach straight up, don't stop. I don't care. You going to let me go out. It's not you stopping the fight. Like, what are you doing? I mean, and then it's a lot of contradictory going on. We don't know what's going on. I mean, Coach Shawn, you said it best. You know your fighter. If he's not training, then then that's what it would be. But I'm gonna be real, man. Like, I'm letting you know, Coach, don't throw in my towel. I'm going out like a warrior.
Problem with the father-son dynamic, you know what I mean? It's different.
I mean, well, go ahead.
can I ask one question? Because far as
Hey,
everybody,
let Dorsett in. I'ma listen.
yeah,
Let Dorsett in.
everybody putting a lot of emphasis on what the dad did at the end, but did Porter surprise in there, y'all, with how well he was doing in the fight, or how he was fighting? Whether you thought he was doing well
Not
or not?
really.
It went exactly how I
Wait,
thought it would. I mean, he
oh
did
man.
he was doing a little better later in the fight, but the fight, the way it played out and it looked, I pretty much
Yo,
feel
we
that's
gotta
how
let
all Porter fights are.
and we got Zab
Hey,
on here too.
hey,
Yo, let Zab on.
Gentlemen.
Let Zab on. Let Zab on. Let
hey,
Zab on. He said I'm a
one thing,
fool if that's what's needed. I think it was a premature stoppage. That's what I'm saying. And I'm also saying, not that I disagree with Zab or anything. What I'm saying is that me as the fighter, I want to go out like Deontay Wilder.
No,
Show my talent.
right. But Zab is right. Like that fight, that stoppage was premature. But you can't tell somebody don't stop it no matter what, like a Rocky movie, because it might
Well,
take you.
I get what you're saying. I mean, of course,
It's an
but
in between. It's an in between from Wilder and Porter, because Porter was a bit early, but Wilder's was a bit late. So it's an in between.
let Zab on. Let Zab on. Let's hear what Zab got to say. I'm gonna jump off. Get Zab on.
All right.
All right.
Yeah, that was crazy. I mean, Zab's pops trained him. He knows all about that.
Say that one more time.
Zab's pops trained him, so he knows
Oh,
all about it. He knows the dynamic.
Zed.
What's up, my guy?
What up,
Champ?
Oh, where he went? He left. He
He say he's
said
still gonna watch.
don't stop. I mean, listen, brother, that's not safe. Okay, number one. I've been in boxing my whole life. If you getting your ass whooped to the point where see, one thing we gotta remember, right? People that watch the fight on television, you wasn't at the fight. You didn't hear, like, cause I got word from somebody that was ringside, and they said you can hear the punches that Terence Crawford was hitting Shawn Porter with. When it was hit him to the body, it sounded like a bass drum. Boom, boom. You could hear it. See, that on television, we can't hear that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So you never know what that. Remember, that's his son. You never know. I mean, only thing I didn't agree with was the after commentation.
The post interview, right?
That part. The stopping the fight, because that's your baby and you love your child. You know what I'm saying? You know your boy limits better than all of us. We are, barbaric. If you want to access the fans about boxing, let them die, go. We want to see a good fight. You know what I mean? Fans are barbaric. Fans don't understand. Like, no, that's enough. You know what I'm saying? That was enough. And we never know how Kenny Porter was feeling. But what I didn't agree with was the after commentation. That part.
Yeah.
In the house thing stays in the house.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
That's it. That's all I gotta say. I had a father my whole career. My father, my trainer, and we had our differences, but we never let that spill into the streets. Never.
Right.
My family is different,
Right.
brother. We could be arguing, fighting like cats and dogs in the house. We hit the block and somebody pops some shit. Brother, you're going to see Judah brothers form up so fast, like they love each other, like they never left. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's different. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, like I said, man, Shawn Porter is a courageous, hellified, bona fide, solid guy. Later for fighter. So, me and Shawn, when I was living in Las Vegas, I attended the same church with Shawn Porter. It was humbling to see me watch Shawn Porter was world champion of the world. Y'all know he was the usher. He walked people to their seats every week.
Wow.
Humble.
I seen it, brother. I seen it with my eyes. I used to look and go, wow, that's amazing. So far less more being a good fighter, he's a great fighter. He's tough, hard, courageous, fought everybody. He's a bona fide Hall of Famer, 100%. The extra commentary, that wasn't needed. Kenny Porter's my man. Only he could tell you why he feel the way he feel and why he wanted to verbally voice that to the world. You know what I'm saying?
Why do you think he said that?
I don't know. I couldn't even put no words on that. I don't know. I won't put no words in Kenny's mouth. I don't know. I didn't even go to the fight, so I can't even tell you that. I'm saying what somebody that was ringside called and told me. They said, "Damn, that Porter. I mean that Crawford. He's a tough guy." I saw he said that. He said you could hear the punches, boom, 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 when he was hitting them. He said he really was hitting them hard.
So do you think the stoppage was premature?
No. I'm going with the man. Like I just said. You don't know what that man was sitting there thinking. You don't know what he was sitting there hearing. You don't know the shots he seen. Remember, his boy went down. Kenny
Twice.
Porter knows Shawn Porter better than us. Maybe Shawn Porter don't go down. He's like, wait a minute, he went down? Oh, hell no, stop that. You know what I'm saying? You don't know this type of relationship or the type of knowledge that this man has for his child. Only thing I didn't agree with, and it's not for me to even know, but what I didn't agree with was the after commentation. That's what you don't. You keep that. That's for you and your family. You know what I mean? That ain't for the whole world. It's just, it didn't look good. I'm just saying that. It didn't look good.
Who'd you have winning the fight at the time of the stoppage?
Nah, Crawford. We ain't even gonna do that. Crawford was winning the fight. We ain't even gonna do that. I ain't gonna play with it. I ain't straight up. He's a monster. He's a beast. He gets busy. I ain't gonna do that. He straight up and down. He handled the business. Shawn Porter's a warrior. He's a warrior. He put on a career. Listen, if you guys looked down, if you guys will follow my live now, but I predicted this fight when they first made it. I called the round and everything. I said the 10th round, you're gonna stop him. I said it. I said it weeks ago, long time ago. Not that Shawn Porter's a bum or anything. I just know the makeup of right now, where we at in this timeline of life. That boy Terence Crawford's on another mission. Another mission. It's my boy. Another mission. I'm on another mission. It just so happened that Shawn Porter was the guy that was in the way.
It's crazy. And when you think about boxing, they knew each other in the amateurs. Crawford was 32. Porter was fighting at 65. They probably had no idea, like, we're going to fight and I'm going to be your last fight one day. I know that happens a lot. It's just crazy how boxing works at times.
Me and Floyd knew each other from the amateurs, and he was always a lighter guy. We never in America thought that we would fight. Never.
Who'd you fight as an amateur that turned out to be a pro, heavy or lighter or whatever?
A lot of guys. I beat Camacho Jr., Ishai Smith. I beat a lot of oh man, let me think. I was just say this. I was #1 in the country. I was Olympic alternate, so I beat everybody. Like, you know what I'm saying? The list goes on, and a lot of them guys turned professional and became champions and stuff. But yeah, I mean, winning an amateur fight is 3 rounds, 3 minutes. You throw a bunch of punches, and whoever looked the best, in the judges' eyes, that's who the guy that gets the, you know what I'm saying? But it don't make you a sucker. Like, I was 100. My amateur record was 115 wins and 5 losses. Woo. And yeah, I ran it up. I did a lot of fighting. My father took us everywhere, bro. We hopping at, back then we had a van. He would jump in, he would throw us in a van. We had a nice custom van. Like, he was like my dad. I wouldn't say the first. But he was like the guys back in the 80s that had the custom van with the TVs and all that shit. And we had that. And he would throw us in there, and we start watching TV. Next thing we know, we look up, we had a whole nother gym in another state and everywhere. He like, come on, let's go. And we would go in the gym and get busy with anybody. He would just, I thought my father was crazy about that. I was like, what? How you gonna just go to the gym and ask for anybody? Yes, you could, because you could beat. That's what he felt. He said you could beat anybody. There's nobody you can't beat. And I was like, wow. He was training us from young to go anywhere and fight anybody at any time. Drop it down, let's go, get busy. Word. Because we was kids. We was back in the van watching TV. We look up. An hour done went by. We look out the window. We in the Bronx. We like, what the? We don't know where we at. But we walking in the boxing gym. He gonna grab your bag. Let's go. And you know what that means.
And you didn't work hard. Heard stories about you.
Huh?
I said you wouldn't work. You would work hard. Heard stories about you.
Oh nah. I believe in practicing what I preach. I don't know. I had that knowledge. I had this notion from a kid. I think when I linked up with Tyson, it only enhanced it. I swear to God, it just enhanced it. Like what I mean by, I knew Tyson from a kid, but link up with him is, y'all remember I opened up for Tyson a lot of times, more than 9 times, I opened up for Mike Tyson. You know what I'm saying? So when I got with that, when that little trip started, oh Lord, we was in the gym together. We was sparring. We had 2 rings. He was in 1 ring. Mike, everybody know Mike. Mike would come in the gym. This is a real talk. He would come in the gym and go, "Who's going to the hospital today? Who's going to the hospital today?" And I mean, talk about like 7 big ass heavyweights lined up. He'll walk in the gym and like, "Who's going to the hospital?" Like telling them that, like laughing, like, "Yo, bro," and was sending them. It was man. So I'm in the other ring, like, oh nah, that's my big bro. I gotta hold up. We gotta turn up. I gotta try. And that's killer instinct. Break everything up in front of you. Break it up. Anything in front of you, break it. All that coming out, touch glove, box, feel them. I fucking feel out, nigga. I got 15 first round knockouts. I got 30 knockouts total and 15 in the first round.
Wow.
No joke, bro. I was going there 30 seconds. I'm gonna try. I'm one thing about everybody I fought the first round, I gave him hell. They said that motherfucker hit us and let us know we in a fight. You know what I'm saying? I always believe that because a lot of times from being a fighter, you know that a lot of fighters don't warm up properly. Meaning they come in the ring and they're cold. You look at their bodies, no sweat, no nothing. When you still cold, you like a brick of ice. All you gotta do is hit that shit really hard and it's gonna crack all over. It's gonna crack. It's not unthawed yet. You know what I'm saying? You unthaw it. And that doesn't mean that these fighters are bums. There's been a lot of fighters been knocked out in the first round that's been good fighters. They'd be like, hold up, he's not a bum, he just got caught. You ever heard the expression, getting caught cold?
Mm-hmm.
Getting caught while you're cold. That's what having the good corners for. You know what I'm saying? When you got a good corner, they let you know, like, warm up properly before you go out there. Don't go out there like a goddamn piece of ice because you're going night-night.
What would you do to warm up? Just
hit the pads, stretch. So what I did a routine. I would come in. First thing I come in, I change my shoes. I take off, I leave on my sweat top, whatever I got on, but I take my shoes off and I put my boxing boots on, my socks, whatever I'm fighting that night, just to walk around. A lot of times, I was aware I would have like a lot of boots, like brand new boots and shit. They're not broken in yet. You know what I'm saying? I would just, all right, come on, put them on. So I would walk around the locker room and feel them. If they feel fucked up, I take them off. And, bring my old ones. Go upstairs and get the old ones out. You know what I'm saying? And I would do that. You know what I'm saying? And you loosen up like that. You loosen up for like. Remember, when you get to the fight, most of the fighters get there between minimum 3 hours. You got to be there. So between 3 and 5 hours, you're in the back. You at the venue. You in the back. You just sitting back. You don't know. Some people got a TV. Some people don't. So, a newcomer fighter, they don't know what the hell's going on out there. They just sitting back there. You like a piece of meat with gloves on and shit, just sitting there waiting until they call your name. You know what I'm saying? Like a piece of meat. It's crazy. You know what I'm saying? And then, the elite fighters, the fighters that's there that know, they get an update on how much time they got, when to be prepared. You got 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes to walk out and all that. So, yeah. But it's a whole nother movie back there in the back. It's a whole nother movie. You don't like I always tell people, I always enjoy people, and when I hear my friends' stories about, how they enjoyed the fight and watch and what they did, concession stand, went to the concession stand and met a chick, went in there, you know what I'm saying? I enjoy those stuff because I don't experience none of that. I come in through the back of the building, I'm pushed in the back in the locker room, I come out, I perform for everybody, and I'm pushed back in the back, pushed that back out through a back door of the locker room. Remember, fighters that's fighting, we never see the front door ever. You don't even, unless you're a fan and you go to fights, you don't know what the fuck the front door look like. You don't see it. You never see it. It's real talk.
Exactly. Who would you like to see Crawford fight next?
Spence, of course. Go for the money. I tell him go for the bag. Go right now. It's only right. He worked hard enough. He fought the biggest and the best. He put his name in the standpoint. If he can't run the bag up with something right after this one, then go for Spence. But it's got to be a bag run from now on. Now on, it ain't no more. I mean, if it's gonna be a tough test and a tough job, you got to get paid for it. The boy has shown the world he's the best, and that's what they got to respect. Yeah, you got to pay him. You got to pay him. I mean, trying to do anything else is not even smart.
Yeah, but it's not gonna happen though, unfortunately.
At least not.
Well, you know what? I mean, here's a funny thing. Some of y'all gonna laugh, some of y'all not. I don't want to see them fight. You know why? When they fight, they becomes a new undisputed welterweight champion in the world. I am the last
I
undisputed
knew you was
welterweight
about to say
champion in the world. And when them niggas fight, it's over. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, Shout out to my brothers though. Nah, man. I wish them well, man. Go in there, break them. That's what records are made for, man. To break. You know what I'm saying? Break them and then do some crazy stuff with it. Though, you know what I'm saying? But both of them, man. And that fight, I'm gonna say right now, fan favorite. I ain't picking nobody. I'm going there to enjoy a good fight. I'm gonna give me a good seat because I'm going to that fight. I'm gonna give me a good seat, good close seat, some popcorn, and go. Oh shit.
Let me ask you, who of those two dudes, right? Crawford, Spence, which one of those guys would have given a prime Zab a harder time?
It's probably sad to say. No, I mean, y'all know how I am. Don't put me back in fighters mode. You know what I'm saying? You put me in fighters mode. You put me in fighters mode. I'm gonna react like a fighter. You know, nobody fucking with Zab. Yeah, you put me back in that. Nobody was fucking me. You know what I'm saying? I love them guys though, but I had my time, and now they got their time.
All right.
Yeah.
What's up, Set?
What's going on, bro? How you doing, champ?
What's up, my brother? Peace.
Yeah, I was just listening in on now he laughing because he know Shawn Porter's my man.
Huh?
Yeah, me and Shawn came up in the amateurs together. Now,
man, Shawn is my little brother, man. That's my little brother. I've known Shawn. I used to live in Vegas too. We used to go to church together. Oh, every Sunday I see you, Shawn.
Hey, he ain't lying about that.
I ain't lying, man. Man, yo, he humbled me, bro. When I seen that, I said, oh, and he did it willingly. Like, he loved it. You don't understand. You gotta understand. He loved it. He loved it. I was like, wow, that's amazing right there. I said, that's fly. That's fly. That is fly. He would fight on Saturday and Sunday. He'd be right in church.
Probably went today.
100%. I guarantee he went to church. I guarantee 100% he went to church. Because he fought in Las Vegas. I guarantee he went to church. 100%. Kid is different, man. He different. He different.
Man, every time somebody asks me about the Crawford fight. Now, I did a live probably like a week or two prior to the fight. And I told everybody, I said, well, if you think that my opinion always was Shawn Porter had a better chance with Crawford than Errol Spence, stylistically. I used to always say, I said that all the time.
Say it again, Shawn Porter, what?
Shawn Porter had a better chance with Errol Spence with Crawford than Errol Spence is, stylistically. Shawn, in my opinion, Errol Spence, he's a good boxer, but his footwork is not as fast. Like he's a come forward, relentless puncher. And his defense is a simply little step back with the range. You know, but Shawn Porter, as y'all saw, like the first 4 or 5 rounds, the whole fight, really, he closes the distance so damn fast. Because he'll be jabbing on the outside. The next thing you know, he's chest to chest with Bud, and he didn't know how to react to that shit. That's why Bud, after the first 5 rounds, he started fighting real cautious. At first, he was like, because Bud doesn't throw a whole lot of good, sharp inside punches. Those little short punches, that's Shawn's advantage. He's a dog on the inside. If he grabs him and you got one arm free, he's gonna dog your ass out with that one arm.
That's what it was
That's not Crawford. Crawford is a dog as well, but Shawn, that's his advantage right there. Once he start fighting on the outside and like hooking off the jab and trying to keep at a range and shit like that, even though
him backing up is not as fast as Shawn Porter coming forward. That's why he still was able to get off at times. But once he turned, I think when he turned southpaw, that was probably the best thing that Crawford could have did because it's longer, and both of their lead hand on the same side. You know, so that's why. Only thing from then on he was really getting off with was that over leaping in with that overhand and coming back with the little hooks when he on the inside. But I still had Shawn Porter up when he won. If not, maybe 5-5. But that like the first 7 rounds, only gave Crawford 2 or 3 of them.
Hey, said, you know, you
That's
real
'cause he
close
your
with
friend.
You
No,
real
no,
close.
Everybody.
That's because he's your friend. That's why you did that.
No. Look,
Yeah,
listen,
I had it 5 rounds to 4 for Crawford at the time.
Yeah,
look, but those rounds is like, okay.
They do set. Listen, no
even
disrespect,
the rounds that Crawford won.
Since I met you, Dorset, real shit, keep it 100. We've been going back and forth. We know I respect Shawn. I respect every fight. You know I respect the shit out of Shawn. What did I tell you? Keep it 100. What did I tell you?
As it pertains to what?
Crawford and Porter. How was going to end? What did I tell you?
What did I? No. What have I consistently said? I never said Shawn Porter. I never said Shawn Porter was going to. People keep on confusing, giving somebody a better chance than the vast majority is given.
No. Don't set real shit.
Picking to win.
No. This is real shit.
It's not a 50-50 fight. The live that I put up said, yo, if you think that Crawford is just going to walk through.
No, nobody said that.
Don't shit about boxing.
No, Shawn, listen, since we've been going back, we've been talking our shit from when it got announced. And Sid can know because I got receipts. I said the 10th round. Look, I said the 10th round. You can check on motherfucking Twitter. I said for 3 months now. I wish I had some balls to put some money down on some real shit. I said 10th round. Am I lying, Sibbie?
Nah, he called 10th round TKO.
This shit from 3 months ago. I said because Shawn gets tired.
Me too.
Because Shawn gets tired in the 7th, 8th, 9th round. It was a great fucking fight.
If it's anybody that's not getting tired, is Shawn ass.
I don't think he was getting tired, but them body shots is playing a toll on him.
Slowed him down.
Well, yeah. Listen, I think that Bud did land some good body shots, but like I said, overall, it seemed like Bud was getting tired in the earlier rounds. That pressure that Shawn had put on him, it seemed like he started to rejuvenate himself once he slowed down the pace by keeping them on the range. Because it was like 2 or 3 rounds. I think probably like the 5th and the 6th rounds, like Bud had really was taking off. He was taking those rounds off and like getting on a dance, just standing on the outside. Shawn is ready to go 3 minutes of every single round for 12 rounds.
So, Seth, with you being close to Porter and his dad, what did you think of the stoppage? And what did you think of the post interview too, what he said about it?
Well, Kenny's been Kenny since since the amateurs. You know, that same demeanor, that same like, but and this is just speaking as a fighter, like. Of course, there's there's I respect Kenny for what he's done with Shawn already. You know, I ain't gonna never not respect what Kenny has already done because it's undeniable that the man don't raise and did everything that was in the best interest of his son. So even though I definitely wouldn't have stopped it, and I know even though he got so much respect for his father, he won't say it, but subconsciously, the fighter in him has to say, yo, Dad, what the fuck you was doing? Yeah, like, what was that? You know, like just the fighter in him alone has that's
I hope so.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
That post interview, that was the the stoppage. I didn't like it last night. I still don't agree with it, but that's what it is. The post interview, that's what he put. He took all the blame, and just put it right on Shawn. He just made Shawn the only target. I didn't like that.
I didn't even see that. I didn't even see the post interview. I was watching the fight while I was in the club. I was watching the fight on my phone while I was in the club, and the thing about it is, I was still trying to figure out, like, I was still trying to figure out why they stopped it in the first place. So I'm thinking that, wait a minute, maybe he was down on the ground too long, because I couldn't hear anything. It
was like that period watching it, because he got up and you didn't see the towel get thrown. It was just a quick pause, and then
I thought
you just seen Kenny step on the apron.
I thought he was down for so damn beating on the ground so long, you know, that maybe he just unknowingly stayed down too long. But like, just out of respect, for the amount of respect for Shawn and for Kenny, you know, that's one of those things that I just gotta say, okay, I just respect for what he did, but that one right there, you know, even though I won't do it, I know that he's probably looking at it like, you know what, he got a longer career as a commentator. We can't fuck up the long-term money by, you know, possibly, but even though we just looking at it from the outside in, but knowing the type of fighter, because we saying, knowing the type of fighter that Shawn is, he was gonna push through that shit. Because even after the knockdown, first he ain't come in and try to play it safe and hold him. He got up,
he stepped right back to him. That's what caused him to get hit with the hook.
Yeah, and even in the Earl Spence fight, he came back out after the knockdown. He came back out dogging. When he got knocked down in the Broner fight, he came back out dogging. You know what I'm saying? Like, how many seconds was left in that round after he got dropped?
I think it was about 1:40.
You know, like, Shawn got the capability to box. He would made it through that round. In my opinion, he would have made it through that round, because he's not the type to break. You know, you can tell the frustration was there, but he's not the type to break. He's the type to step up to the plate and actually, you know, do what he needs to do to get the or just put everything that he got into getting the job done. But I can't